You treat it well. You be nursing it. You petting it like a child. Or you cut it off. Pet it and it will kill you, or you cut it off and you survive.
What should be done to cancer? You cut cancer off. You don't treat cancer. Because when you want to treat cancer, it will extend to the other part of the body. It will now become contagious. The other part of the body will get infected. It's a virus, a very big virus. So we must continue. Where are we? The intention of the visa application is to escape Nigeria after having been involved in killing ESN commanders. He killed Commander Gento. He was part of the killing of Igonso and many others. In the wake of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's kidnap, that was when he planned the killing of all these commanders. We are coming for you people. Oh. That is why we had to play that video, for you to know that Kenya, that you say, oh, Kenya is good, America is good. They had to deal with the saboteurs so that the road will be clear. The revolution that you see in Niger, the revolution is not for the masses. The revolution is for the criminals. You have to walk and sanitize the house and take off the criminals off the way. That is what we are doing. Oh. BIAFRA means sanitation. We are going to sanitize anywhere that we have filthy things. So the intention of this criminal is to run away after killing ESN commanders, after his involvement in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who was to be killed, not just to kidnap. The intention was to kill him, but they could not succeed. That is why we are still able to see MNK. When MNK was blindfolded and taken into One Nigeria, Ejiofor was there. When MNK arrived in One Nigeria blindfolded, in chains, Ejiofor was there in front. When they brought him in, he looked at MNK like this, and then he do his mouth like this. Ejiofor was there. Ejiofor was there. For him to confirm that the contract was done well. That is why when they now asked Ejiofor, what happened? Ejiofor said, oh, MNK was picked up in Brazil, Ethiopia. He was the one giving you people all these flimsy excuses, telling you where they say MNK was picked up. A lawyer of MNK will now tell us that MNK was picked up in Ethiopia, in Brazil. Ejiofor, let us see where you're going with the watch. Our satellite is on. Just like it is on to all the criminals in Biafra land, all the governors and senators. Wherever you move into, the satellite of Biafra is picking you. Now, the atrocities of Ejiofor are many, including an alleged ordering of the beheading of 2 ESN commanders in collaboration with Mr. Benjamin Madubu. Now, do you now understand why we hate all these criminals? It is Madubugu that went, whether not yesterday or the day before yesterday or which day, where he say he go DSS, he come back, he comes to down, they tell him and say, MNK say, Mazi Nnamdi is a criminal. Mazi Nnamdi does not know anything about Biafra. He does not know anything about ESN. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say he does not know Mazi Nnamdi. He has nothing to do with him. Oh, I cancel this, I cancel that. Everything is a lie, everything is a hit. So, you now understand his involvement. If he was not involved in all these things, he will not come out to make sure MNK does not come out, because their intention is, if MNK comes out, he will come and finish them and expose everything. Wait, make I pause here. Bam, 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 or 247, or choose survival, or the first. Make una comment on this part first before we continue. 247, carry the mic. After then, you give it to the next person, please.
The atrocities of Ejiofor. Now the past I be present, I be the one waiting for participate. Which one I want enter? Listen, Biafrans, we have been saying it. Who no like you, no like you. The same thing wey Ejiofor do before, na him wetin Ejimako and the Ejim. All the people Ejim, Ifeanyi, they are all criminal together in the same house. Ejiofor, Ejimako were supposed to be lawyers, no? Attorneys, I believe. But today, they are freedom fighters fighting against them. And this same Ejiofor today that is a freedom fighter is still a socialist. A socialist. One Nigeria. And this same Ejiofor have told you that he is out to work with Nigeria DSS, Boko Haram criminals, terrorists, to make sure they kill Simon Ekpa. You see, that was why that audio I saw today, I had fun with it. I drink, I give myself shares. That audio, go listen to that audio. You go laugh. If you get high BP, that high BP go come out. Because the confession is still to come. We never see anything. The beginning is not even near. They will all end. Their end is here. Because when you see confession that you no gree die, you know, say that person don't do things. Did you not even touch you? When you see our prime minister dancing and drinking, no they talk. No talk waiting you don't know. Because you don't know what he have seen. If your eyes see I don't know whether at the beginning of waiting in don't see, your eye go blind. There are people that God destined for what we are doing today. That was the last prayer of our leader. People that were born for waiting we do now. And they are here today. And we must follow them. We are waiting for Ejiofor. The same Nigeria you have killed people for, you have wasted innocent blood for, you are now trying to escape from the same beautiful Nigeria, the same new Nigeria, the same Nigeria that Biafra is not good, the same Nigeria that made you condemn Biafra is not good. You know they go anywhere. You can never go anywhere. Listen, Ejiofor and all the people, all his likes must remember that there are Biafrans that are ready to buy themselves and buy you, buy themselves. We must remember. Make I not take too much time. Make another person carry the microphone.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, Ejiofor, Carol White, he really don't understand. He thinks that it is still business as usual. When they were with Mazen Namdekano, feeding Mazen Namdekano all the lies, something where they was, oh, Mazen, we've destroyed the Fulanis in Biafra land. Why they haven't done anything? Feeding him all the. He doesn't realize that things have changed. You know, I would like for our minister to play that audio, so you know the one, because we all need to laugh sometimes. But yes, you see, he's taking his family. Ejiofor now understands what family means. He's taking his family to abroad so that they can have better life. And you ask yourself, why is he not getting that better life in the zoo that he sabotaged Biafra to keep as one? Why is he not getting that better life? Now he understands family. What about the families of the people that Ejiofor have killed? Those people, they don't deserve better life. You know, there's this thing they say you can run, but you can't hide. You can run Ejiofor, Carol White, but you can't hide, because at the end of the day, you will still answer for what you did to against Mazen Namdekano, against the people of Biafra. It doesn't matter. Because the fact that he's already out, you know, trying to see which country to go to, we need to ask him, what does he know that we don't know? Why is he running? Why is he trying to escape the zoo? Why not stay in the zoo? Since he loves Nigeria so much. Hell, he lives in Abuja now. Him and the Madubuko, they are now Abuja people. romancing Fulani, killing Biafrans, sending fighter jets, working with the politicians, working the military. Yet, this is this. I mean, you can't make this shit up. You cannot make this nonsense up. Like, how these people, like, sometimes I ask myself, those people still, yeah, I know Biafrans don't listen to them, but those, what's the rationale behind it? How do they think and reason? They are now working in collaboration with the same Boko Haram terrorists, the Nigerian government itself, to now go and fight against people for their family. If you're fighting now collaborating with the Nigerian, oh, hey, Biafra, I will be one family, IPOP. Today, they are now sanctioning the bombardment of Biafra land. And he thinks that he's going to go and run abroad and go to work like that. Because he can, he knows something that we don't know. And what the thing that he's trying to, he understands that Biafra is already here. He knows that Biafra.
Wow, his network, it will be back. His network was dealing with him before now. Okay. Okay.
Immediately Biafra comes, he's gonna run there and go and hide. But he's really mistaken, because this generation of Biafrans, we will not forgive and we will not forget. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said it best. These criminals, every single one of them that had made it our life a living hell, every single one of them must pay, and we must hold them accountable. There's an job for the crime and the atrocities that he committed against Biafran people. He can never be forgiven. It doesn't matter. He has killed, he has spilled more blood than anybody else. He has killed, I mean, Ejiofor is even worse than Hope, in my opinion. Calm down, Umu Chineke, Umu Okoke. That's what he did for over 1 year. Deceiving the gullible people, telling you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, oh, he's in high spirits, he's in this, he's in that. While in the behind, he's selling out the struggle, killing our men, killing the defenseless women and children, sanctioning all of that. Because you cannot talk about the Southeast politician without adding Ejiofor in it. Because, well, last time we saw him running for House of Representatives. So he's a politician too. But he can run, but he cannot hide. Thank you.
Thank you, Wachineke. Chief Survivor, carry the mic. Unmute yourself, Chief Survivor.
Thank you so much, my beloved brothers that are watching, fellow Biafrans that are watching far and wide, wherever you're watching from. I appreciate every one of you. I'm so sorry that I appeared very, very late. It wasn't intentional. There are some other issues that was holding me back. That was why I couldn't be able to come on time. I apologize for that, and I appreciate my wonderful comrades who are holding the ground up to this moment. I appreciate my Prime Minister and every single Biafrans, more especially those in Biafra land. My special thanks and greetings go to every one of you. Now, on the topic at hand, Ifeanyi Ejiofor and his atrocities. My fellow Biafrans, you see, it is the case of Ifeanyi Ejiofor that made me to believe in Mazi Simon Ekpa 100%. And the case of Ifeanyi Ejiofor made Mazi Simon Ekpa the only man that we will listen to. Ifeanyi Ejiofor have succeeded in planting himself as a pillar and untouchable until Mazi Simon Ekpa decimated him. The exposition of Ifeanyi Ejiofor that Mazi Simon Ekpa did was a bombshell. Some of us who have been following event, if you follow event and see how that exposition was done, you saw the attack that exposition brought to Mazi Simon Ekpa. It took him time. Our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa took time. He took time to decimate that man. And that is when you see him say, Ejiofor is the eye of the zoo in IPOB. When you look at the way the exposition was done and how he followed step by step until he got to the extent that he began to reveal every single thing about him. And everything I revealed about him, he has not denied any. Ejiofor has not denied any single one. The exposition of Ifeanyi Ejiofor that was done by our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is one of the key things that every Biafran must be looking onto. That is one of the things that when you look at it, you have no other reason, you have no other choice to say you will not believe in what Mazi Simon Ekpa is saying. Mazi Simon Ekpa incurred enmity because of this criminal. Mazi Simon Ekpa got a heavy attack on a live program. He got a heavy attack because of this very criminal while he was gathering informations. It was after the bombshell, that was when I understood. That was when I understood and I gave my heart fully to the support of Mazi Simon Ekpa. That he has the master key. He has the master key and he doesn't fight a battle and lose it. He takes his time. I want you to take back your mind, just take back your mind how that revelation was done. Remember a time when Mazi Simon Ekpa was telling them, calm down, calm down. It is not time. Do not fire that shot. Do not fire that shot. And some people were jumping and firing shots unnecessarily, carelessly, up to the extent of attacking Mazi Simon Ekpa. But when the time was ripe, when he opened that keg, if you are still a Biafran today and you open your ears and listen to Ifeanyi Ejiofor, it means you are insane. It's either you are insane or you have not been following events. There is no Biafra that have been following event from every exposition that was done on this man, and yet you sit down and listen to him. And one other point you have to get there is that the only reason why you see the zoo, they prefer interviewing him all the time is because he is the one dancing to their tune. Every time they want to project a propaganda, he is the one they use. If they want to project anything evil against the Biafran, he is the one they use. He is the one that is leading the propaganda that it is Biafrans that are killing themselves. He started it. It was him that started it, that Biafrans are the ones destroying themselves. Meanwhile, this man is the architect of the death of many Biafrans. When the revelation was made about the death of the commanders and how commanders died, including the commander that died in his own house, who he denied up to today to be a commander. That one alone is enough to make every Biafran desert that man. A commander in your house who you know came there to protect you, and you were in the house. You open your mouth and say that you were watching in CCTV how that commander was murdered. You had the opportunity to save that commander. You saved yourself and saved your fellow criminal and set him up in your own house. And you came out and you told us that you were in the CCTV watching how that commander was murdered. You were watching and you were so comfortable watching. And you came to national TV and you were saying it. You went further to deny that very person, say that is your PA. Until our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa begin to pieces every information and we got it right. You see, if you are a Biafran today and you still go and listen to somebody called Ifeanyi Ejiofor, your own condition is irredeemable. You are irredeemable. The only thing that's going to save you is either maybe you are not following event and you just came in. But for anybody who claims to be a follower of Mazi Nnamdi to still wake up and listen to somebody called Ifeanyi Ejiofor, your condition is irredeemable. And I tell you, you are much more wicked than him. The exposition made by our Prime Minister was a very clear one. And up to today, he has not denied any. Just imagine, recently, while we are crying about the health of our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi, he is busy tweeting and countering it. Remember when this man used to come out and tell us that Onyendu is in high spirits? Onyendu is in high spirit. It was our Prime Minister that stopped that Onyendu is in high spirit. Do you hear it again? That Onyendu in high spirit died a natural death because it was a blatant lie. until our Prime Minister warned him. And he refused. And when his time was due, our Prime Minister opened mouth and told him, anytime you come to the public and open your mouth will be smelling. And from that time till date, anytime he comes online, either online, on paper, on writing, his mouth is smelling. He has nothing to offer anymore. This was a man who has not been visiting Mazen Nanakan all this while. And for now, after they have captured Ijimako, he has now become a spokesman again. He has regained his confidence to be a spokesman. That alone will tell you something. I don't know why it is difficult for Biafrans to understand who the I. Master Samonaka break. That is why I love his broadcast. Master Samonaka have broken this into pieces. Our Prime Minister broke it into pieces that a layman would understand. The eye of the zoo in IPOB. A simple explanation. Why are you still paying attention to him? The atrocity of this man is very clear, even to the blind, to the lame. Everybody knows his atrocity. For you to come out and begin to propagate this man or listen to him, your own case is worse than him. I pray that Chukwu Okikarian will keep us sane until we get into Biafra. Thank you, my beloved brothers. My minister, are you there? I think our minister is busy.
Yeah.
Okay. I did.
Yeah, is Bam here?
Bam, are you there? It's your time to pick the mic. Bam, are you there? Yeah, still in the other room.
He may be doing, not still doing, yeah, number 2.
If I hear are you there? Can you hear us? If are you there?
Yes.
Okay, grab the mic. I thought you're in the other room as well.
No, I'm here.
Grab the mic.
I'm here. Can you all hear me?
Yes,
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, my minister, good evening. Good evening from here. My deputy, good evening from here. My own brother, Amaz Hugo. I salute you. Good evening from here. The king himself. Good evening from here, my brother.
Welcome.
The first elder. Good evening from here. I salute all of you. You know, one thing is to lie. One thing is to lie, and another thing is to use another lie to cover up the lies that you have lied so far. Ejiofor, like our Prime Minister said, remember Ejiofor first of all prepared the mind of those gullible ones that have been expelled from this struggle. He first of all said to them in an interview that anybody that attacks the lawyers of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is attacking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu directly. That is a pre-information to those that will see the evil, because he have maybe one native doctor that he will normally go to have told him that this guy Simon Ekpa know you in and out, and your evil will be in the limelight very soon. So he want to prepare the ground to tell them that any attack, so that by the time the Prime Minister start his revelations, that he will say, okay, have you seen it? That this guy is not working for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. For him to attack the lawyers of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, probably he's attacking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is what that message come to do. But because the spirit of Biafra is very strong with Mazen Simon Ekpa and with the Biafrans, that is why when it's time for his evil to be made known to the public, every he said, hated himself, including his last interview. He said with his mouth that when we brought him back, who did you guys brought back? The client of yours. The same man you said you are defending. The same man said Nnamdi Kanu. You said that you guys brought back. And come on radio Biafra to this age of for this Carol White is aware of a plan that he normally hold meeting with the Eastern governors, that they have been meeting and planning on how to rendition our leader, to kidnap him. That we should ask, that every other person should ask Ejiofor, that Ejiofor is aware of everything that happened. And since then till now, Ejiofor have not come either to debunk what Chinasa Nworu said, indicting him of his knowledge, pre-knowledge that he had, that he was among those that planned the kidnap. He did not debunk that. He did not debunk that he is the eye of Nigeria in IPOB. And every of his actions have said so. Your client was kidnapped. Number one, as a lawyer, you did not know what exactly happened to your client. According to you, when you are being interviewed, you said that you have no knowledge that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was brought to the court on Sunday. But court doesn't sit on Sunday. Nobody informed you that your client is in Nigeria. And you never asked, why? How did my client get to Nigeria? And how did you guys brought him? He used a job for a lawyer Ejimako because of the criminality. You know, once you have a criminality in you, the scripture said that is what you have already have in you. That is what the devil will use to tempt you. What you have in you, that is what the devil will use to tempt you. The devil cannot use what is not in you to tempt you. If you're a criminal, he will always show you an opportunity to steal. If you're a murderer, he will always show you, give you opportunity that this person need you always have a job to go and kill people. And when you look at the offer, you went and commit the same. That is what happened to Aloy Ejimako. Aloy Ejimako already have the seed, because our prime minister said that anything that Nigeria raised, that Nigeria breeds criminals, and anything that is a seed of Nigeria has a criminal intent inside of it. There's no way you will pass through Nigeria and you will not have those characters of Nigeria in you. That is what Ifeanyi Ejiofor built his return on. Because already Aloy Ejimako has pushed him out of the way. And they have to go meet the Nigerian government, bribe this man. This is the only way for me to come back. If you guys did not bribe this man by any way, by hook or crook, bribe him. Let him begin to speak in the other tongue so that the people will hate him. Eventually, we already know that this thing will not go down well with the prime minister and the government in Ezra. He knows. That's why we immediately that he noticed that the Aloy Ejimako have blackmailed himself. He jumped out to be the good sheep again, to be relevant to the Nigerian government, not to Biafrans. He already know that he can never be relevant again so long as Biafra struggle is. But he want to maintain relevancy to Nigerian government. That Nigerian government is now shifting attention to Aloy Ejimako, that Aloy Ejimako is not the person that IPOB listens to whatever he tweets and whatever he says open. That's why they said, okay, come and tell them, come and write this letter and show them, tell them that it's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that wrote those letters. But that these brokers of our leader that our prime minister tweeted, somebody sent it for me, I think it's Gaddafi, send it for me. Our Minister of Information also tweeted it, where our leader said that we should go and check all the nations that have had revolution, bloody revolution before, that they have to take care of the sabos among them. For the revolution that they are embarked on to work, they have to take care of those people that have taken it upon themselves. People like them that said that his father sabotage the Biafra struggle, and he himself, in the video, that he himself will do that 10 times over. This type of people, we need to take care of them. For the revolution that we are about to embark on to better the life of the future, our generation, our children, our generation unborn, to better their life. Just like today, for example, our leader gave, today you can eat hamburger in US. Today you can have more than 10 jobs, one person having 10 jobs at the same time, because you can work and they pay you per hour. People made it possible. But these lunatics in our midst, these criminals that have taken it upon themselves to eat today and die tomorrow, that once they can eat today, the future of their children can go. That is not that is none of their business. They just want to feel good. They just want to feel the sense of belonging. They just want to be big boys and big girls now. Once they are hearing their name in the international community, it's okay by them. And every other person is dying in the abject poverty is none of their business. But our leader said, once you're faced with a tyrannical government, you need a force. You need a force. You need a force to liberate yourself. You need a force to liberate yourself from such a tyrannical government. To liberate yourself from such a tyrannical government. And that is what the Biafrans are doing. And that is what the Biafra Republic government in exile is doing. And that is what the ESN is doing. That is what the army, the Biafran Liberation Army, is doing. If not for them, by today, Ejiofor have planned everything the way it will go, to assassinate every commander, to kill everything that has to do with ESN. But today, thank God for our Prime Minister, whom criminality in IPOB. You know why our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, not and why this struggle for Biafra seems to be a child play all this while? Because of the magnitude of the amount of criminals that are in the struggle. Every one of them are criminals. Everyone have his eyes visited on how to make money. Because of the quantity of Nigeria that is in that person's life. Everyone wants to make money one way or the other. Nobody has the struggle at heart. Only Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Only top commanders, top this one, officer this one, officer this one, executive this, executive that, coordinator this, coordinator that. Show me just one person among those people. With the plan is kidnapped. None. To tell you that, we go a long way to tell you that when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu opened his mouth and said, it's only me I can vouch for, that tomorrow I'll be talking about Biafra. But I don't know about you. I don't know about you. He knows that all these people are criminals, wolves in sheep clothing, including the so-called Ekere White. He doesn't he doesn't have any confidence in them. That's why he come out and tell you that he's the most trusted. That's why you betrayed him. If you are his most trusted. For you to trust somebody to keep money for you, that means you trust that person to that extent. You become the Judas. Judas was so trusted that he was the one that is keeping the money of the apostles, of the disciples. Then you used the opportunity because of the criminality that is already in you to sell Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and go further to eliminate giants in IPOB. But the time of recompense is coming. The time of payback is coming. Because one thing is sure, even the good book said it. It said that every man in Biafra. It's either you labored positively or you labored negatively. Whatever it is that you have planted, that is the seed you will harvest. And when that time comes, they don't need a prophet to tell them that it is time of payback. Thank you so much, my minister. I submit. And Bam Bam Bam, I salute you. You're welcome back.
Okay, thank you, Wachineke. Before Bam 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 carry the mic, Bam Bam Bam, are you back from the other room? Because your face still looks something sweet. Wait, you go show us. Wait, before you carry the mic, make we put this one.
It is not enough that we are complaining that the economy of the Igbo land is collapsing because of sit at home. Hello? You may not know the impact of this sit at home issue. It is so painful to any business person. Also, ndị olu oyibo na-achọghị ije ọrụ ka ọ dịrị mma n'ahụ. Ori na-agụta ọkụ, ha ma nje ọrụ akwụ ha salary. But for people who have businesses, so we have to lift our hands because the secret of that sit at home is the releasing of Nnamdi Kanu. If Nnamdi is free today, sit at home will stop today. So lift your hand. We pray for prisoners, and one of us is in prison. And because of his importance, even the government could not stop sit at home. Hasatans. Even the government could not stop sit at home. He's in prison. And because of his importance, even the government could not stop sit at home. Has said, go to work. Yet they are in their houses. And if they are about to move, they will use about 20 security vehicles around themselves. So we shall lift our hands to pray. For over 3 years now, this is the year Igbo people have farmed. Listen. For over 3 years now, this is the best year Igbo people had farmed. We are thanking our young men who helped to clear the farms from herdsmen disturbances. God will bless you. You may not know what it means.
Yes, they may not know what it means to be a Biafran. They may not know what it means to have ESN and the importance of Simon Ekpa and the importance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But men that have their brain cells intact, they understand the importance of what we are doing. Bam, 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 carry this microphone. See the thing waiting for screen. Chattera. Leave that waiting for Arise TV. We are here to chatter his ass while he is on Arise TV. We are dealing with him here. Biafrans are saying it's atrocity. So while he's on Arise TV ranting, we are here giving it to him woto, bomber to bomber.
The guy is nothing but a bombastic element.
You know what I love today? What I love today is that he is on Arise TV now while we are live, opening his ass here now, the same time. So Biafrans sat at home. Biafrans are listening to the Biafran government in exile, and this Anwafia is in channels is in Arise television telling them that sit at home is dead and buried. Your client is supposed he has a case, according to him, he has a case on the 14th of September. What is today's date? 14th of September. In a month's time, he has a case. He's not even talking about how to win that case. He is busy telling people that flyers are going around to stop sit at home. This guy needs to be. That is any Aji. That is any this idiot Aji. I'm telling you. Any
kind of this guy, oh my goodness me. That's when I'm listening to him, man. I just feel like killing him. I'm telling you. This guy is oh my goodness me. Biafrans, you can see. You can see. Now we must intensify this effort. This bombastic element must tell us where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. Now, on that Arise News, they are showing pictures of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from 2 years ago. Pictures of 2 years ago is pictures they are showing us. Where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is wearing that white. There's no other evidence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anywhere. And this idiotic element is busy talking about status. He's talking about status. And somebody's sitting in his comfort of his own. No. You go to East now and be comfortable. I'm not fear. If you are not comfortable in Fulani provided office in Abuja, will you be talking? You send your henchmen to target our generals and our warriors in the hood and take them out. And you are sitting in Fulani acquired office in Abuja. Chineke ga pogo very soon. Okay, Foginanya. Biafrans, we are grateful to God that we have people that are listening. And every one of you that are coming out there, they pay you to propagate. After the whole sit at home and got successful, and you come out from your hideout and come and stand in front of camera. All of you. All of you look at one after the other. One after the other. My comrades, I am grateful to God and to Biafrans in the home front that they are doing the needful. That is the most important thing. And that everybody in Biafra land understand now that the only language, the only voice they listen to now is the voice of our Prime Minister, which is our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile. He's the only one that says what Biafrans are listening to. He's the only one that represents Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and means well for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's all I've got to say right now. Thank you, my comrades.
Just be watching. When he finish lamenting, we bring that video here. When they just drop that their nonsense on Arise, we go bring the video here.
Sure. No, he has already dropped it. I'm just trying to record it. I'm just trying to screen save it.
They don't finish.
They have already finished his section, yeah.
Okay, do like this. Just send the link here. Then let us go and then pick from which minute to which minute, then we play it. So that Biafrans go hear the nonsense. We go just counter him here. Because we don't have time to come and delegate a special day for him. He's a fool. So Biafran people, with the atrocities that you have seen on the screen, you understand where we are. Now, those flyers that they are circulating, that is the handiwork of a Jofo, a Jimako, DOS, Canon Takano, Caro White, Meme, one Nigerian governors and the terrorists that sit in the National Assembly and House of Assembly and the Senate and whatever they call themselves.
So what it means is that, Sonny, they are raising funds and collecting money from Biafrans to print flyers to stop Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from coming out. That's what they're doing. They raise fund. They raise fund and they print flyers. Biafrans, some idiotic Biafrans in America and some of those foolish Efulefus in some parts of Europe, we give them money to print flyers to share all across Biafra land to stop Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from coming out. That's what they are doing right now.
Wait, let us get that video of their fundraising where they confess that they are raising funds, and they even said they cannot even account for the fund that they are collecting, and they cannot guarantee that the bank account they are using will not be closed tomorrow, because they know they are fighting two forces. They have divided themselves into two. Kanunta now set up a radio, and they are using the radio to work for One Nigeria from the money that they will sit down to do fundraising and collect. In this very video, you will hear, they will tell you, now we have our own radio. And that is the radio that Kanunta set up. Now, do you people remember that when Kanunta announced that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has approved a new radio, we tweeted it. Our PM tweeted it, and all of us tweeted it, thinking that it is our MNK that actually recommended a radio. Now, we have to now understand that that radio that they projected in the name of MNK that they are now using it against MNK. It is the radio way they are announcing that sit at home has ended, and they are using it to propagate every lies for one Nigeria so that MNK will continue to remain in detention. We want people to understand what is happening here. Kano nta Kano, Meme, DOS, all the criminal lawyers, in line with the senators and governors and the ministers that are from Biafra land.
Minister all of them. Sonny, who gave them money for radio? You know, radio is not 1 naira. This radio, these people have not raised any fund for how long? Now ask yourself a question. If it is not Nigerian government, who gave them money to start a radio suddenly? Who gave them the money?
Okay. One Nigeria must sponsor them because they're working for them. And they will use MNK's name to front everything. So we are telling Biafrans that we have a government. And in this government, we have only one man who is in charge. I beg, wait that video of Senator of One Nigeria announcing the superiority of our PM, making you to understand that it is only our PM that is the man that everybody listens to. Where that video there? 247. I beg, throw away that video for here. Make we play.
Which one?
The one where Gospel Akpabio say it is only our PM that every Biafran listens to. That is the Prime Minister of the Biafran people. That all the governors and senators, they obey the sit at home. And they sit down in the house before that one comes. Make we still play this one.
If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you'll be inside your house. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you'll be inside your house. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you'll be inside your house. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you'll be inside your house. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you'll be inside your house. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home.
I just sent you a follow-up video that you will play after this one now. That will make them appreciate this dancing of our Prime Minister. Please. I just sent it to you now.
Do you know that this thing was a prophecy? Do you know that this thing was a prophecy prior to what is happening now?
Don't worry, when you listen to this one now, you will laugh tired. You know, that voice message in our group, we have done it into video. So you play it, please, after this if it's on.
Okay, I go play. But I know it's to make me laugh for this our baby here. This our baby here, they laugh this laugh. This our baby, they laugh this laugh in a very psychedelic manner.
If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you'll be inside your house.
That is to tell you that even our babies, they understand the terrain. See our baby, the way our baby they laugh at this, ewu of One Nigeria. I beg.
Who say no day, go day by force.
When I allow me laugh tomorrow, because this may be waiting for this photo. Now they make me laugh.
If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you will be inside your house. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you will be inside your house. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you will be inside your house.
Okay. That means the very last video where you put for group now.
Yes, the last
Very
video.
last one.
That last video, play
Okay.
it, please.
Okay.
Mazugo, do we have the other video where they were crying about sit at home and how it was successful? Do we have that video?
Mazugo, check the video he's talking about. Which one is that? The first.
Yeah, Mazugo knows the video. You know, it's a funny video. Yeah, how he was crying, lamenting that they have done everything to stop sit at home, and it is waxing stronger, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. And Mazugo, you posted it on Twitter. We really did that video because it's funny. We're laughing about it. It's really funny.
Mazugo, look for it though. We did everything to disgrace the zoo this night. Wait, it's like camera took you out or network. Wait, I go bring you in. Let me bring this video of Bam Bam Bam. Where the video there? Chai. Nisi Ochi. Nive. Oh my God. Chai. This was a bonetta. Okay. 9 minutes. 247 playing there.
Hey! Allah, if I get your photo to sit at home, no grease stop. Allah, if my don't come, most trusted on Simon Ekpa, sit at home, no grease stop. Kind of family come out, stop, sit at home, no grease stop. The man said, we go investigate this Simon Ekpa, if they do juju.
Why would I have like this?
He said the juju is from Africa. And you know, his anger is that Simon, every time that they try to stop eating at home, he goes to social media and start dancing.
That the most annoying. The most annoying
That's
is that
the most
the more
annoying.
you are talking, the more he's dancing.
Ah, God.
Biafra, on a dog.
Even sit at home, all the one call adịghị o. All the call are involved n'ebe. Because abụrụ nka ezite onye nụ ya bịa kansụl sit at home, onye akwụsiecha ezite onye a na ọpụta kwụsiecha ụmụnne na-adịka na nwa pụta kwugo kwụsiecha. Alọ ya ejimaka asị na ya na Simon Ekpa na-adị na mma n'ọnya most trusted of Simon Ekpa na-apụta kwue nkecha. Edupụtakwuo this man Commander ESN ọpụtakwuo nke kwụsiecha na in fact ọ dị nke ọgwụ dị n'ebe a. Oke emesugbo Nnamdi Kanu asịgbuo na ede ewetekwele ta wasị na Nnamdi Kanu de mechie nwa ya ebi okwu sha. There is nothing you will tell me. Ọgwụ dị involved n'ebe a. Ọ dị ka Simon ebe a na-agwọ ọgwụ. The man na-agwọ ọgwụ. Ọ na-agwọ ọgwụ. Onwere ọgwụ ibe gbakọta nga ngweta ọ na-agwọ ọgwụ. Ke ka ndị niile na-ekwu against sit at home nna soso bụ onye buru ekwuru a na-ekwu na-agwa egwu ọkwana ya ịnọ na ya akpazi mmadụ iwu onye a na-agwa gị na iri na-eme ya adịrọ mma ịnọkwa na-agba egwu na this man si cheki edi na-echeki o si cheki na-echeki the man dịkọ na ọ na-agwọta ọgwụ. Ọ dịka ọgwụ ndị Abakaliki a because ọgwụ nke nwa ọgwụ nwa mara m ibe ji wee gwu ya. Ị na-agba mmadụ egbe na-agba ya skọdụ na-agba ya eme ebe niile kwenye ekwu na isi ere ọha na-agbu ọ pụtara agba egwu. Shake one dị na-echeki o.
This music is like go rap when they bring here.
God.
So, we have defeated the enemies of Biafra. And they are going to continue to cry. Wait, where is that? Where is that?
Lamenting. Lamentation.
They will complain and explain tire. When I go explain tire. After when I explain tire, waiting will happen. This is what will happen.
If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you'll be inside your house. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you'll be inside your house. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you'll be inside your house. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you'll be inside your house. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you'll be inside your house. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you. This particular sit at home, I told you people, will be the beginning of the liberation of Biafra. You see, the actions, the activities of Biafrans in this sit at home have gathered all the sabos together, all the saboteur together, and we defeated them. Bam! It is mysterious. How many of you will ever believe in this life that everybody will gang up against Biafra? This particular sit at home, I told you people, will be the beginning of the liberation of Biafra. You see, the actions, the activities of Biafrans in this sit at home have gathered all the sabos together, all the saboteur together, and we defeated them. Bam! It is mysterious. How many of you will ever believe in this life that everybody will gang up against Biafra?
Very, very clear, crystal clear. The sit at home has exposed many people and has shown us who were working for Biafra and who were working for one Nigeria, and who doesn't want Biafra to come, and who doesn't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released, and who doesn't want any Biafran to be safe, and who want us to convert our lands into IDP camps, where we will be packing our babies and children and wives in body bags, where we will be packing them with caterpillar. We will just go and open the ground, dump them the same way they do in the north, in Plateau, in Benue, in Sokoto, in Borno, in Niger. No, never again. It cannot happen in Biafra land because Eastern Security Network was set for a purpose. That is why MNK said, we have been given two choices. And it is what? The devil's alternative. It is either we stand for what we want, or the enemies will take us out. So what do we want? We have to stand to defend Biafra. Never again.
And I'm telling Biafrans tonight that we are effectively on our own. We have been given two choices by the United Kingdom, the slave masters and the colonizers. The UK have given us only two alternatives, and I call it the devil's alternative, of course. We either submit to the will of their puppets, the Islamic Caliphate, or we will be wiped out from the face of this very earth. And I'm telling Biafrans tonight that we are effectively on our own. We have been given two choices by the United Kingdom, the slave masters and the colonizers. The UK have given us only two alternatives, and I call it the devil's alternative, of course. We either submit to the will of their puppets, the Islamic Caliphate, or we will be wiped out from the face of this very earth.
247, which one do you choose? Choose survival, which one do you choose? The first, which one do you choose? If which one do you choose? Bam, 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 which one do you choose? You want to become a slave and continue to shout Alaba Kubaru to the terrorists, or you want to have a Biafra of your own where you can decide the fate of your children? Which one do you choose?
Yeah, I'm not choosing any one of them. They are devils, what do you call it, choice. Me, I'm not taking it. I'm standing on the right path. I've taken my stand, and I'm not ready to move. I am standing gidigam. Where I am standing now, I am standing gidigam. I am not moving an inch until Biafra comes. They can fall. That's the same, what do you call it? In short, ECOWAS, EU, NACO, or what you NATO. All of them are devils or demonic advocates. They can never give you anything good. Look at what they have given to Libyans. Look at what they want to give to Nigerians. And you think they will give you anything good. They don't have anything good for you. Thank you.
True survival. You have the mic.
Yes, my brother. For me, I have chosen the path of freedom. I have chosen the path of freedom at all costs, no matter what it will cost. It is better I have my freedom than to remain alive as a slave. The same thing our fathers did in the past. We saw it. Our fathers who were taken to the United States to go and serve as a slave, they stood their ground and said, instead of them to remain a slave, they would drown themselves. This is a history that is very open and everyone can see it. And this is the spirit of Biafra. We are not slaves, we are freeborn. Until you begin to understand that you are a freeborn, you will continue to accept slavery. For those who know whom we are freeborn and we cannot accept second class. It is not out of pride. It is not because we want to showcase ourselves. It is because we work our ass up to be there. Whatever you see, when you see them, they see a Biafran, they say a Biafran is too loud, he's too proud. It is not pride. We work ourselves ass up there. Whatever thing we are demanding today is our right. Just when I was in Nathan was doing one of his explanations on one of his broadcasts, he made it clear that Biafrans, we have not conquered anybody. We have not conquered any tribe. It is not because we don't have the population. Biafrans. We never conquered anybody. Not because we don't have the power, not because we don't have the population, not because we don't have the might, but because that is not what we are meant for. We pursue what is right. And we are freeborn. Our fathers showed that example. When they were taken to the United States to go and serve as a slave, they said the best thing for them, and even if it takes their life to get their freedom, they drown themselves. Happily, they march into the sea and drown themselves instead of being a slave. For their spirit to remain alive as a free person. I have chosen that part of freedom. A freeborn. That is what I am. And I cannot compromise it. It is better I am dead than to remain a slave as a living. No. And I want every Biafran to know this. We are freeborn. We are freeborn. There's no way you can paint it. There's no way you can try to adjust it. There's no cheap way to say it. There's no way you can try to be politically correct about it. No, we are freeborn. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you, Wajineke. Bam, bam, bam. Put your own.
Thank you very much. Mazi, why do we have this post behind and it's making us small? Remove it now. Maybe we want to deal with Ejiofor. We'll deal with him. Remove, make us bold now.
No, we want to finish. We want to finish the expose. We want to finish read it before we remove them.
Okay. Now, I cannot choose less. There's one thing I want to bring out here. If you have American passport, you have British passport, you have Italian passport, you have Finnish passport, you have Belgian passport, you have whatever passport. According to Agoda, I say it's passport. All the passport you have, you are not any one of those citizens. Remember, Mazenam cannot have British passports. And despite that, the fact that they have British passport, it is the same Britain that gave the two alternatives. Now, despite the fact that he has a British passport, the same Britain whose country he is their citizen, they chose to abandon him because they know he is not one of them. He's not one of them, because if he was one of them, tell me, how can a citizen of your country have rejected you, even though another country kidnapped you and took you to a country where terrorism is like a free style of life, where terrorism is in the menu of any food they give, where terrorism is a pattern of life in that country. They kidnapped a British citizen and took him there. In their own court, they dismissed this. In their own court, they denied their citizen. So that is to show you that devil's alternative. Even if you have their passport, that is the alternative they are still giving to you. Until you have your own Biafran passport, you are nobody in that their country. That their passport does not matter to them. You are still a nigger. You are still a Nigerian. You are still a black man. They don't care about you. So all you need to do today is stand on the side of freedom, stand on the side of Biafrans, and reject that devil's alternative. You are a Biafran. And if the only way you can reject that devil's alternative is to stand on the legacy of Mazen Namdekan, who knew very well that his citizenship of Britain is a trash. His citizenship of any Western Union or Western country is a trash. The only thing that will give his life a meaning and for him to reject that devil's alternative is when he will have Biafran passport. He keeps telling them every time. That's why Britain didn't regard him. He told them that he is born Biafran. He's not a Nigerian. He rejected it. And he told Britain that they are the colonial slave masters. And he rejected them outrightly because he knew all they have in their table is a devil's alternative. And as I reject it today, you must reject it as well, wherever you are as a Biafran. Thank you very much. And may Chukwu Abiyama bless us all.
Bless you. The professor, are you there? Add your voice if you're there.
Thank you, Wachinek. I'll make it short and simple. You know, a wise man once says that when tyranny, oppression, injustice, ethnic cleansing, genocide, all of it becomes law, resistance and freedom becomes a duty. And as far as I'm concerned, the fight for freedom and the liberation of God's people is a duty. I don't just choose to fight for freedom. I see it as my duty to fight against the injustice, to fight until we are free, until we are liberated, until you don't have to go to another man's country to seek for greener pasture when you have everything in your land. When you don't have to die in the Mediterranean Sea just to go into Europe, and then they will turn back and put you in a ship that is, and then send you back to Uganda. The level of dehumanizing treatment, where they will say refugees that are coming from Europe, they can enter with nobody even raising an eyebrow. When you're coming from Africa, oh my God, it's like they've seen savages. I said it earlier today on the Twitter space. I told them that you see all these white, because I know some of us have Caucasian friends and all that. You think they like you? No, they don't like you. They never did. They just have to tolerate you because it is by law that they have to pretend to like you. There is nothing worse than a man without dignity, and that's what we have lost. And for me, that is what freedom means: reclaiming my dignity back, reclaiming my dignity. Because once you've lost your dignity, you have nothing. That's why we are worth absolutely zero today. So it's not just a fight for survival, it's a fight for dignity, for you to reach your potential, to become who God said you are supposed to be, and not somebody dictating what you become. All our life till this point, every option that we have made, everything that we have done has been chosen by indirectly or indirectly by somebody else. It has been made for us. The fact that you have to leave your father's land to go to Europe and seek greener pasture, it wasn't your choice. You think that yes, you did it. No, it wasn't. Because if everything was working, you wouldn't even be going to Europe in the first place. But because of circumstance, you have to leave your land, and you're in Europe wiping white people's ass for a living. And we can't do that. And in the situation of Biafrans, we are given two options. And our bam called it devil's alternative. We are given either swim or sink. We are at the sea. And the two options that we saw that was given to us, either we swim and we are surrounded by sharks. We either swim or we sink. And if you sink, you die. You swim, the sharks may eat you. But if you don't swim, you're automatically going to sink. And what does Biafrans do? We say we're going to swim if that's the last thing we do. Because at least if we start swimming, we may be able to survive. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said they will kill us, we'll kill them in the end, Biafra will come. In other words, he set the table. He told us freedom is not going to come cheap. People will die for freedom to come. These are words of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Today they are telling you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is somebody that speaks from both sides of his mouth. They're telling you Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, oh, he's preaching peace. He wants peace. When we're in the history of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, has Mazen Nnamdi Kanu ever preached peace? There is no such thing as a peaceful freedom fighter. You might as well just take the fighter out of it and just add freedom beggar. But today, everybody is now telling us that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is this person that speaks from both sides of his mouth. Their own version of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Because the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that we know, the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that we know and love, he stands on his principle. He doesn't change no matter what you see in front of him. This is the same man that Wazurike has humiliated. Women peed on him, tortured. He's been in prison. This is the second time he's gone there, and he never capitulated. He never shaked. He stood his ground and became more vicious. He said they will kill us, we will kill them. In the end, Biafra will come. Today they are telling you, and he said, we will sacrifice everything sacrificable, make sure that freedom comes, to make sure that we are liberated. If that's the last thing that we do on this earth, we'll count that as a blessing. And in the Biafran national anthem, he says, if death is the price that we have to pay for freedom to come, we will do it with a smile on us. We will count it as a privilege. Today they are telling you about the economy. Your economy. Oh, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say you're destroying the economy. The same Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, I told you, we will sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra come. But I don't blame him, because just like we've seen Carol White today, we've seen Ejimako, we've seen all of them, we've seen the family of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we've seen the politicians, we've seen all of that. They were never genuine. That's why any decision that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu had to make that will push the struggle forward, they will bring him 10 steps back. But this time around, these Biafrans, you know, the man from Finland, a Finnish, he's here to finish it. And he's here to put an end to this curse that Biafrans have found themselves in. Because this Biafra struggle, this Biafra liberation has become like a generational curse. Because we can never stop until Biafra is restored. We can never stop until freedom is restored. And that's just how it is. So Biafrans, never lose hope. Continue to fight. Stand your ground. Never be one of those that get moved by the wind, because temptation will come, propaganda will come, all of that will come. But if you stand your ground, follow the guy that knows the road to freedom, and you trust me, you will live to go and exit this light, because we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and we are exiting it, and there is literally nothing anybody can do about it. They can, like I always say, they can bomb whatever they try to do. They can do whatever they try, and it won't stop what we are doing. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, either freedom or we all die in the process. And I stand on that. Either we get our freedom or we die in the process. But we're not going to die. Rather than that, Zoo itself will die. Thank you, Abarawa.
Okay, thank you. Max, you are there. Battle Cry, you are there. Max, are you ready to speak now? Battle Cry, use some
Yes,
minutes, something before we
Thank
go
you.
on, then you give the mic to Max.
Can I go on?
Okay. Max, okay. Battle Cry, go first. Battle Cry, go first.
Biafra. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Sorry that I came in to the show late. I appreciate all your effort and all your resilience and your audacity and your consistency and brutality and your tenacity and awareness. Everybody is waxing strong because we have seen the truth. And the truth that which you have seen is the light. Light that Biafra is coming. Light that the enemy is being exposed on a daily basis. Light that the enemy are making mistake that will give us more courage to be doing what we are doing. So this light will not quench. And the light has come in form of flesh through the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon, but under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This light cannot be quenched. I thank God for the grace that He has given Onyendu to appoint the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon, but to take over this struggle. If not, if this struggle has been handed over to any of these miscreants, like a erudite lawyer and some other by now, you know, everybody would have forgotten Onyendu. Just because of sit at home, everybody are exposing themselves unknowingly. When they come out to say one thing today, tomorrow they will say a different thing that will complicate the previous talk they made. I'm not surprised because the enemy within are the more dangerous ones than the ones outside. I don't think Fulani or the zoo government have power over us, but we are the ones that are giving them the power to deal with us because the cat or the rat that is in the house told the one in the bush there is fish inside the kitchen. How would he know if the domestic one didn't tell him? So Biafrans, let's see the whole thing now that we have been able to unmask these people and know who they are, and we will continue to move forward. The siblings are agitating forcefully, craftily, and they are exposing themselves. The lawyers are agitating. Look, who can believe that a lawyer can at the end become a falling angel? If I Ejiofor is falling, I have a hint now. Yesterday, I sent to the Prime Minister telling him what has happened, how everything, who is the architect about the whole thing that happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because I have an intel already through somebody, you know, who work with these people. So I won't say it here, but that one left for the Prime Minister to handle it the way he wants to handle it. But all the same, I want to tell Biafra, well done for these 2 weeks sit at home. You have done well. I salute you. I have to call the camera.
Thank you, Wachineke. Mazi Max, you have the mic.
Thank you, my great people. The people that when they come out, I have the confidence that they are going to do something. Thank you all for what you have done. Those in Biafra land that have not rested in fighting for the restoration of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wherever he is, I say may God continue to protect him.
Yes, sir.
Like I always say, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was prepared. He prepared for this horrible journey. He taught us everything that we're supposed to know. Since he has been kidnapped and detained, kept in solitary confinement, it is our duty now to do what we're supposed to do. If you don't do it now, what happened to the Hausa indigenous people and the minority people in the north, the indigenous people, will also happen to us. And may God forbid. The only thing that is prevalence in the north is Hausa language. Remember, before they were calling themselves Hausa Fulani, today, Governor Bala said that he is Fulani first before Nigeria. The Biafrans, who are you before Nigeria?
I congratulate our people in Biafra land that sat at home. Everything that you have lost in the course of this freedom will never, God will restore it back to you. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, most of the attacks that are coming left, right, and center is geared towards distracting you. Don't be deceived and don't be distracted. You have a mission for Biafran people. You have a mission for our women, our young, the old in Biafra land. I am pledging that I will support in every way that I can, as long as God gives me life. Like I said it here often, if war, Ara is inevitable, most people just like me will be willing to come and defend their father's land. And I will be willing to defend my mother's ancestral land. Do not be discouraged. Every platform that I go, I share and espouse Biafra. I am pro-Biafra. And anything that is going to aid or make Biafra come is what I stand on. May God continue to bless you in everything that you are doing. May God continue to bless Mazen Namdekano, men and women of Biafra land, Umuadas, the BLA, ESN, the media warriors. I say, may God continue to bless us. Do not lose hope. We are getting to the end of it. And that is why you see all these attacks are coming left, right, and center. We must be focused because we have a target, and that target is Biafra restoration. A country that will be free, a country that will give us whatever that we want, and that is what the freedom of our people must be paramount. And that is why all of us has left everything that is so dear to us to chase this cause. And I say, thank you all, and may God never leave you people alone in this cause. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Wanchineke, Mazi Max, the general in the house. When we hear you speak, you remind men when men used to shout, Aswaya! So thank you. Thank you, Wanchineke. Thank you, Wanchineke. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let us finish this this write-up on the screen so that we bring the video of Caro White, the criminal, and destroy him this night once and for all. So, the atrocities of Ejiofor are many, including an alleged ordering of the beheading of 2 ESN commanders in collaboration with one Mr. Benjamin Madobo, the AU that went to DSS and came back making noise. Now, the head of these commanders of ESN were allegedly brought to Ejiofor and Madobogo, respectively. Make una hear the atrocities of Ejiofor, because we are going to bring that is nonsense that is talking on Arise TV today. After this, those who witnessed these atrocities has narrated the terrifying story to me. This is our PM's write-up. And Ejiofor, having seen that Biafrans are now wise and are aware of all he has done against innocent volunteers of the Biafran army, he hid under the legal counsel of IPOB and being used by the Nigerian state to secretly kill agitators by arrogating to himself Onyendu most trusted. Now, to confirm what we just read here now, listen to him here. Listen to him.
We issued a rejoinder on 16th of March 2023 detailing the activities of Simon F. and Group and criminal crimes, and also pointing to the fact that IPOB as a peaceful global movement has distanced themselves in various publications and also volunteer to assist the security agents in fishing out these criminal elements. These are not that IPOB as a peaceful global movement has distanced themselves in various publications and also volunteer to assist the security agents in fishing out these criminal elements. These are not
volunteer. Make you listen to this one. This one now, he will tell you, know how we brought
volunteer to help Nigeria.
Yes. So IPOB is not working for Biafra again. They are working for one Nigeria. And the IPOB is talking about here now. He is the legal head of that IPOB that are working for one Nigeria. So listen to him again on this other one where he say, you people know how we brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria.
To allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu access to his medical doctors. Because of course he are away since we were brought into the country on the 27th of June 2021.
Of course, you are aware since we brought him to this country in 2021.
To allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu access to his medical doctors. Because of course he are away since we were brought into the country on the 27th of June.
So are we together? Okay, let us continue. We want Biafrans to be getting the message so that you could digest more. Now, our PM concludes, we are demanding visa ban to Barrister Ejiofor and his families as the intention of traveling is not to return back to Nigeria. Now, this is a preliminary notification to all European Union member state embassies in Nigeria, and the official letter will be submitted to the various embassies in the coming days. Now, let us remind Biafran something, that when we wrote letter to America and one Nigeria, America and UK, making them to know that one Nigeria is a dead zone where human beings are used for sacrifices, that they should not deport any Biafran or any person carrying Nigerian passport from their country back to that Nigeria. You people do not understand what we did. But we saved the ass of all of you. And with that, many of you have been able to get asylum with the recommendation of the Biafran Republic government in exile. And some of you are even fighting against the same government of Biafra in exile. So when you hear our PM say, we are going to submit another letter now to all these embassies, we are not making it up. We are telling you what we are going to do, and we are on the verge of doing it, and we will do it. Let us bring the video of the AWU that has gone to Arise TV to disgrace his generations.
Everyone, thanks for staying with us. Reports from Nigeria's southeastern states indicate a reduced compliance with the usual Monday sit-at-home order. Arise correspondents who monitored the situation report that the efforts of state governments and security agencies appear to be paying off.
Now, where did you people see that there is no compliance of sit-at-home? Oh my God, one Nigeria with the brown and yellow and red envelope.
In Enugu State, the compliance to the ban on the sit-at-home order by Governor Peter Mba was quite encouraging. Despite the fear of the unknown, some residents, especially the traders, opened their shops and conducted their businesses. There was also an increase in vehicular and human movement within the metropolis. In Ebonyi State, there was also a noticeable decline in the observance of the sit-at-home directive with mixed reactions.
As you can see, there's no sit-at-home in my area, and it has been like that. There's no sit-at-home in Ebonyi State. You can see the road, everybody is busy doing his or her own businesses, and I want to commend the government, of Ebonyi State. I mean, they have really tried in terms of security.
In Owerri, capital of Imo State, vehicular movement was sparse along major roads, especially the government house roundabout. Although there was little intercity movement, some shops and filling stations opened for business. Many are still worried about the sit-at-home order.
The people, they are complying, but things are very hard this time around. So some people that at least feed from the market also try and risk their life going out to get something to eat. But they are complying it.
I don't really have much to say, but so they really tried complying and every other thing, but looking at the situation of everything, so you don't have to blame most of them, because most of them in Imo State are daily traders. They feed based on 1 naira, what they get today, that's what they use for their feeding. So, but they really tried. If you watch well, you notice that most places here are not filled up with cars, which is normally Imo State is filled up with cars.
For some residents in Anambra State, the recent statement by detained IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu asking residents to disregard any directive asking them to sit at home is taken with a pinch of salt, as many still fear for their safety. However, businesses have reopened and normalcy has gradually returned.
We are here to say emphatic no to those who are instigating violence in the southeast, those who are hiding abroad and working on a template given to them by Igbo enemies to destabilize the southeast. We're here to say no to them in a very emphatic and categorical way. We know our brother Kanu is in detention. I know Igbo person is happy. Our leaders are fighting to get him released. Kanu's lawyers are in court. They've won several court judgments now.
For every day we sit at home, we are actually punishing ourselves, and the people are tired. You know with me that the price of fuel is something else. The price of school fees is high. People cannot even buy food, and the tariff has risen to a very high level castle demand.
We collectively reject the sit at home. Let it end now.
Most residents believe that efforts by the government heavy.
Wait, that one where they say we collectively reject the sit at home, that is the group that Oluwalemba set up. That is the group of Biafra. That is the Biafra group. The Biafra IPOB that Oluwale set up.
But mind you that the pictures these people are showing are not sit-at-home days. These are pictures from ordinary days. Today was locked down. You need to understand. So that's why you don't need to even play all this part. You just forward it to the interview with Ejiofor.
No, it's good. It's good you play this part so that you see the lamentation. Don't you see the lamentation of that guy? The guy said, you see, there are no cars. You see, we cannot complain too much because they are disappointed that all the money they spend, they could not get success.
Security presence, the engagement of community leaders, collaboration with local vigilante groups, and intelligence-led operations may have resulted in a significant reduction in criminal activities in the southeastern region.
Joining us now in the studio is Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who is the lawyer of separatist leader Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you for joining us, Ifeanyi.
Thank you so much for having me on your program.
Good to see you. Okay, looks like the people have since been tired of the sit-at-home order. But yet again, IPOB is saying it's not ready to disband its militant arm, ESN. What exactly do they really want?
Well, I want you people to get the point there. What did that journalist just say now? That IPOB is not ready to disband ESN. Hey, do you people know why? Oh my God! Oh my God! My God! Hey.
That is.
Hey.
That's another heavy exposition.
That's a heavy one. That's a heavy one.
That is to tell you that the end.
That's a heavy one.
Why
they keep? Yep.
Just to cripple everything, so you forget Nnamdi Kanu.
Chai. No wonder Ejimako came out and wrote that MNK said, stop doing fundraising for ESN. Stop sustaining ESN. Do not do sit at home and do not call ESN again. You see where it came from?
Yep.
Hey, please, I want you people to speak on that point first before they continue. The first, take the mic first because I see say your mouth they do some kinds of.
It's actually quite like that. It shocked me. That's why I was like, wow. I didn't know that anybody else caught that because I was like, holy cow. Because this has been the reason why the journalist said talked about it is because it has been a conversation that they had going on. They've been talking about disbanding their ESN because we know that the ESN under the government is intact, and it's been a subject of discourse. And now he's asking them why. Yes, yes, it has been a subject of debate, and of course, you just mentioned a lawyer, we're using ESN to raise money, which is in Mazenam, the Kanu name. Now we understand where all that came from, because these people, Nigerian government, they are now Nigerian agents. They tell them what they need, and they go and they execute it against Biafran people. So it's actually quite, for me. It shocked me because I just heard that pain. It felt like a gut punch, because these were people that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu had faith in. These were people that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he will be on Radio Biafra shouting, "Hey, I'm coming to Zoo and I'll bring in hell with me." He didn't know that all along he was working with Nigerian agents. It's just that for me, it just felt sad for what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu had to put up with. He thought he had people that had his back. All along, he was just working with the same Nigerian agent that he will go on Radio Biafra and talk about how evil they are, not knowing that the people that he had on the inside are Nigerian agents. And that's why, as soon as Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, because I told somebody, I said, the reason why everything turned out the way it is, in as much as we know that the hand of God was also in it to expose the criminality and all of that, it was also because for everything to collapse just like it did, it showed that these people, it wasn't the day that they sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was the day that they sold Biafra. No, they sold Biafra a long time ago. Today, now they are becoming bold, because remember, this is like, for me, another thing that stood out is that this thing he said right here is just like you know how you say something over and over, and then they start talking about. They've already told you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, if you don't want to do what we want, if you don't want to play by the rule and recognize ZOS, you should then you can die in DSS dungeon. So now they have been saying it. They said another one. We are working with Nigerian agents. Things that should make any sensible Biafran say, okay, hold on, what's going on? They are saying, bringing all these things, pushing the button to see throwing everything on the wall to see what will stick. And now they're coming with this one, because if people don't raise an eyebrow, the next day you will be hearing the one that sell attachment in South Africa telling you that, oh, ESN, they're not criminals, we should disband them, they should. This is how it starts. This is how they do it. And it's funny, but I'm glad that everything worked out the way it is, because if we are still, going with these people, trust me, by now, none of us will be shouting Biafra. Thank you.
Thank you. Bam, 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 you have the mic.
The evidence, people should, it's good that Prosper Amadi has indicated here quickly. These are agents of darkness. Even this news station, you see them going to bring cut and join, people that from some of them they bring from the normal days, and then they go and bring people gathering in the stadium that are, spreading their propaganda. Why not go and bring news from these 2 weeks sit at home? Only these 2 weeks alone. And then today being the climax of the 2 weeks. Everywhere, every nook and cranny of Biafra land today was locked down. And so you see them. And now they bring this idiot that has been the center of this evil, and they're telling him that ESN, IPOB have refused to disband ESN. Now, these fools that are asking that question have what's in these terrorist groups in The terrorist groups in the north. Have any of them been disbanded? Even the bandits themselves, the governors, and all of them have said that nobody should touch them, that they are the military wing of their country, that they're fighting for their country. Bandits. And they are telling you that ESN, IPOB have refused to disband ESN. What is ESN? Where is ESN? Are ESN found on the streets? No. ESN are inside the forest. This has always been the truth. And they try to change the narrative. They keep quiet on the terrorists, and they are talking about ESN. They are sending military men to go into the forest to be looking for men that are guiding our forest, chasing out hoodlums and criminals and terrorists from our forest. You know, we need to hear what the reply he gave to them, because they must have caught him, they must have nipped him in the bud there by asking that question. We need to hear his response when they ask him that question. Thank you, my minister.
Yes, we are going to hear. We want Biafrans to see something here. When Ejimako came out and told the entire Biafran people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, you should not do sit at home again. He will not forgive you. That you should not use ESN again. Look at it here. Read what is on the screen. Kanu also said any group of individuals that use his name, IPOB, or its militia arm, Eastern Security Network, to raise funds without his authorization is committing a crime, and that he will deal with such people. Today now, they have just connected the dot by asking a very pertinent question and say, why have they not disbanded the ESN, which they have been working, trying everything to make sure they disband? So does it mean that the letter that our Ejimako wrote in the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not work? Does it mean that everything that we have been trying, that it is falling on the back of a cock? Chief Survivor, you have the mic to comment on these smart people before we go on.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. You see, it is now clear. It is now clear for people who are not seeing it. As for us, those of us who are here, we know what is happening. But it is now much more clearer that the target is to stop Biafra. The target is to end the agitation completely. First of all, in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that was the target, to make sure that they end the struggle, to end Biafra. And they have not stopped on that mission. And when you hear this question being thrown, you now begin to understand why Ejimako or Ejiofor is the eye of the government. Now you begin to understand why Ejiofor is the eye of the government in IPOB, trying to destroy every legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They want to pull it down. That question was a bombshell. When I heard that question, I was shocked. And just like my brother Van Bam said, I would like to hear his response. We know that whenever he opens his mouth, it will be smelling. Whenever he opens his mouth, and the most important thing, the most interesting thing in this very Biafra today, in this restoration stage that we are, you see why I don't spare anybody that calls himself a Biafra, more especially the Igbo Biafrans. I don't spare any one of them, because at this stage that we are, there is no single secret that is hidden. There is nothing you will tell me, you don't know this, you don't know this, oh, I don't know whom to follow, I don't know who to listen to. If you say that, you are worse than a Ejimofo. You are worse than a Ejiofor. Because every single secret, Chukwu Okigaba by himself opens it up at every given point in time, and we can't hide it. And I pray that everybody will wake up and face reality. Thank you, my brother.
Battle Cry, use your 2 minutes before we go into that video.
Oh, hi, Biafra. Yes, the questions that was asked to Ejiofor here is a trap. In fact, this Ejiofor, very soon, he will not have anywhere to hide. As I'm talking to you now, I have someone from my own origin, from my own town, who told me that the main person that played the whole architect that they caught our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the Ejiofor. This person works in DSS. To be honest, I'm not hiding it. But the news will come out very soon. I won't just go into details. This person said that it was a Geofor that invited Oyendu to Kenya in the name of youth forum that Oyendu want to speak to the youth about the Biafra, about the agitation, about everything. It was the Geofor that organized that forum, and Oyendu entered Kenya, and that's how they got him. So the person even told me that Kenyan government has no hand in kidnapping Oyendu. That it was even there's another top politician, he mentioned again from Igbo land that is involved. This person that is telling me this, he works in DSS, so it's not something that I'm not sure of. It's from my own town. So Ejiofor has digged a grave that will cut him very soon. Ejiofor, let him continue to play whatever he's playing. The thing is that the Biafrans should stand and they know that there is a chameleon, snake in our own territory at the moment through Ejiofor. Without Ejiofor, they wouldn't have caught Oyendu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wanchineke. 247. Why have IPOB not banned this ESN and Biafran Liberation Army, the armed group which we have tried so much for them to ban since MNK was kidnapped?
No be me get that question, no. Let the person who get the question answer am, Mazi, because e get some things where you go hear, you go like listen to the thing finish. I've said it before. It is not just that they want sit at home to stop. This is for Biafrans to see that they are not fighting for them, not for their well-being. They don't care about you. I've said this severally, but nobody's listening. These people are not even interested if you are dying in hunger or anything. They are not bothered. They are only fighting to stop anything that will make even anybody to know that there was or there is somebody like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They want to promote Mazen Nnamdi Kanu so that if you come out in the street as you see them now, you carry microphone. What are you saying about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? You say, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I used to hear something like that, but I don't know, is it a human being? Or is it a city? Is it a village? Honestly, this is where they are going. But like the audio we listen to, they have done everything. Not this Chekeleke here. Look at him, monkey, baboon. He is a graduate pushing wheelbarrow or selling kuli, and he is telling you sit at home is his problem. Have you seen how people are stupid? So that's by the way. I beg, come on, this guy. Sonny, put us for screen now. Don't be that. Put us for screen. Put it for one side. Come on, stop. I beg. Don't be all these people.
Wait. Make the thing reach that place.
No, put us one side. They put them one side. I beg.
It's important to put us bigger. These people are users. We better hear their useless voice than for them to cover us.
They are not existing. They are not existing. I beg. So
I mean, Mazi Barawa, here's something that I just thought of. It's everything is now connecting how and why they started. This same Ejiofor started hunting the ESN commanders. It's a lot of things is making, because we told him every time he's open his mouth or show up on the television, he will expose himself. Now it's making sense how he started going after commanders, because this thing has already been planned and they are waiting for him to. So the question, honestly, that question could be rephrased like, Ejiofor, why haven't you delivered on the eliminating the ESN? That should be the question that they should be asking. And I'm just rephrasing that. Thank you.
Yes, so the rewind and back, make he ask him the question again. I beg. Maybe they listen.
That's what I was doing.
Tell him the answer where he go answer.
That's what I was doing. I was trying to rewind it so that they will start asking him that question again. Let's go there now.
Now in the studio is Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who is the lawyer of separatist leader Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you for joining us, Ifeanyi.
Thank you so much for having me on your program.
Good to see you. Okay, looks like the people have since been tired of the sit-at-home order. But yet again, IPOB is saying it's not ready to disband its militant arm, ESN. What exactly do they really want?
Well, the issue of the disbandment of ESN, I may not be able to comment on it. Because they have a spokesperson that will probably entertain such.
More powerful.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, then.
So
in that case,
I may have to limit myself to the level, to compliance with directives given by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah, but with the look of things, what we're seeing in the states covered, looks like they have been tired of it already, and then the governors and the local security agencies are cooperating with them.
No, let me just emphasize this. The sit-at-home is there today because of his handwritten notes, which was made public a few weeks back. Before now, people has been deceived by misinformation, deliberate falsehood being pushed around by someone who sits in comfort of his bedroom from Finland to be deceiving our people. Of course, Nnamdi can never sanction sit-at-home from inception. And that position was made known to the world by the Global Peaceful Movement, which IPOB represents it. So, but because of the criminal elements, active criminal elements in Southeast, which did not receive enough attention by security agents. So, IPOB has severally denounced those people who have no affiliation whatsoever with Nnamdi Kanu, and they're not working with him, they're not working for him, they're not actually pushing for his release. They're there executing their own criminal agenda. So, but with this handwritten note, which was made public few weeks back, people became convinced that now it has come to the end of this rascality and criminality. So that will tell you, that simply means that if Nnamdi Kanu will issue a handwritten note ordering total cancellation of sit-at-home in the entire Southeast from solitary confinement where he's been detained at the DSS custody today, that means if he has been released in line with the judgment of the Court of Appeal, there will be total peace in the Southeast. And of course, you are aware that flyers are being distributed across the Southeast today, and people are being encouraged to come out and also go about their normal businesses, which is apparent from what I've just seen now. So the sit-at-home is dead and buried in the entire Southeast.
I mean, that's you quoting Nnamdi Kanu, who actually made that statement a few days ago that the sit-at-home in the Southeast is dead and buried. Now that there seems to be progress being made in that direction, what is the next line of action now to get Nnamdi Kanu released? I mean, you just mentioned that look, what confidence really are you giving the federal government that if Nnamdi Kanu is released, that peace indeed will return to the Southeast?
Sonny, stop.
Okay, let me just kind of make a clarification.
Sonny, stop.
Scenario playing out.
Sonny, stop.
Are you sleeping?
Stop. Did you hear that question?
The woman changed the mouth immediately. The
what confidence, Ralph, what confidence are you giving the federal government?
Yes. But before then, the woman first of all asked him, what effort is he making for the release? Then the woman quickly looked at her script and discovered that question is not relevant because no effort should be made for his release. The first question was, what effort are you making for his release? Then the woman diverted that effort that he's making for, because there's no effort being made on their part for his release. No effort. So that question was withdrawn by the woman, and then now asked her, what assurance is he giving that if he's released, that so and so will happen? You understand? So they are no longer making any effort. Why? How do we know that they're not making any effort? Because he comes here, instead of telling us the effort he's making for his client to be released, because his client already has won the case. He is here talking about sit-at-home. They asked him about ESN. He doesn't want to talk about it because he knows that ESN is the brainchild of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and ESN must be sustained. He doesn't want to talk about that one because he knows that they are fighting ESN to eliminate ESN. He is also involved in fighting ESN, so that one he cannot talk about it. But he's talking about sit-at-home. That is the assignment that he is given by the zoo government. You see this evil man that, oh, Chineke.
So, Bam, did you also get something here? Are you giving the federal government? So also now it means that what the question is implying now is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is no longer a prisoner, but now a hostage. And now a hostage by the Nigerian government. And the Jopona have to show them that, you know, if they release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, there's not something that is done by law, but now Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is political hostage, just like when you know, but they can continue nailing themselves. I just wanted to point that out.
I just listen to me, all these things are just to they are now shooting themselves on the foot. Listen now, the original plan now, from what they are asking this OBC Isiokbo here is, what effort are you making? How do you want to stop sit at home? How do you want to end Biafra? Because once you stop sit at home, stop ESN, neutralize ESN, eliminate ES, bury ESN, no more Biafra. Then Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will have no option but to go the same way Owazurike went. Because there is no how Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we found out that nobody is talking about Biafra and still standing alone. Is he coming out to start all ahead, all afresh again from square one? Is he coming out to go to who? He would just say, okay, let me go home. But their plans, Simon Ekpa is their end. Because all their plans have failed. And
here's something else. Here's something else I just thought. So he said, what confident are you? Because that word is actually big, right? When you start to dissect it. So does that mean that they are not, Ejopo has been giving the Nigerian government confident that they can stop sit at home, and then turning around and saying that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said it? Because they are showing the government that they can stop the sit at home, and with whatever they are doing, they can shut down everything, shut down sit at home, and then the reporter is asking them, how do we?
He has to impress now. Ejiofor,
yes,
the journalists are now asking him to be sure. How can you impress
yes
the government? Because it is not
that you can deliver. That you can deliver. That you can deliver. So in other words, the Nigerian agent that we've been calling Ejiofor, that's what he is. Now he's saying that
Ejiofor is no longer fighting for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He's now fighting to impress. To impress Nigeria.
Let me ask you, under normal circumstances, is Ejiofor supposed to be interviewed about the sit at home or ESN?
Thank you.
No, let's just face the reality.
That's a big one.
Anybody supposed to ask Ejiofor about ESN or about
sit at home?
Or sit at home? Television?
Would you consider Ejiofor for those ones? Thank you.
That's what I'm saying.
Initially, did you guys see how he dodged the first question? He said he's not the spokesperson, that they have spokesperson. Now, somebody that is not spokesperson is not advocating for that is supposed to, he was addressed as the lawyer of the indigenous separatist leader, because that's how they called him, called our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And so now he's now like representing. He dodged the first question and then went out to become a spokesperson for Ndenzama, because he said
whenever he opens his mouth, it will smell. Of course, how can you go and sit down and start attending to questions that is not your own? Is he supposed? I thought that he would go here and say, we are doing everything possible to release Mazen Nandekalo. Federal government is making it difficult for us. The DSS is frustrating our efforts. I thought this should have been his answers. I thought
No, actually, no. I thought what should have been his response is, we are filing this case, we are filing this one, not to ask him what confidence are you giving, or are you giving us, at least the federal government, that you can deliver. What confidence are you giving us that you can deliver? So in other words, he needs to answer what deal, because for you to do that, it means that he made a deal. He made a deal with the federal government, and they're asking him, he has to prove himself that he can deliver. Well, yes. So that confidence, he has a lot of. You can, when you try to break it down, he has a lot of meaning to it. Yeah, and the guy specifically used the word confident. These people, they sold Biafra struggle long before anything. They sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He should be asking what a Jofo should be talking about is, all right, we did this and the Nigerian government didn't do this. Now we are filing this case. We are doing this. We are filing there. We are going to this court. We are going to that. As a lawyer that represents Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that is what he should have been doing. He's fighting sit at home. A lawyer fighting sit at home. So that's the deal. That's the deal that I'm talking about, because they are trying to deceive themselves that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said anything. Then you ask yourself, where in the world does a lawyer, after delivering a message, now he becomes the executioner? He enforced that thing. A lawyer. He now turns from lawyer to enforcer. So that's what I'm saying. Now, when you link that with the question, what confidence? Because he has already made a deal that he can put a stop to the sit at home. He can deliver. He can do what nobody else was able to do. And for that, believe me, trust me, give me money. So it's fun. I'm loving it. I'm loving it because every time a Jofo opens his mouth, he will be nailing himself.
Hey, I beg you, Sonny, the wine and back is small before you start.
Wait, Bam, you don't speak. Two bottom, you don't speak. The first, you don't speak. Battle Cry, speak first before we go on. Choose Survivor.
If
prepare your mouth.
Don't get speaking. Leave
Prepare your Survivor.
Oh,
that be there here.
I greet you now. You see, there is a proverb our leader Yendo Mazen Nnamdi Kanu used to give before he was kidnapped. He said, I think he told Dele Momodu the same proverb on his first exclusive interview. He said that in their place, there's what they used to say, that when you see something where pass a yam tuber, that is apple here could be a rubber. So when you see something that pass a yam balm, that you will sell the balm. So that's what we are seeing now as situation may be in the life of Ejiofor. Ejiofor has made himself, Pote, he went to the national TV and answering a question that he's not in position to answer. Just like the same way Bruce Fem wanted to raise the ESF fund and attacking Simon Ekpa. What is the position of a legal practitioner to raise the fund for organization he's representing? I don't know. So Ejiofor automatically employed himself to be an eye in ESN, be an eye in IPOB, be an eye of the zoo government inside what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is doing. The position he's occupying here now during this interview to answer what happens in ESN and what does not happen. Is he eligible as a legal practitioner to say it? He didn't know that he's even implicating himself. But for us to understand that this man is not implicating himself because he was sent as an agent to speak what he's saying here now, he wouldn't have said that he knows how to stop the people of ESL or IPOB. Stopping ESL is like stopping Mazen Nandekano, but he has no legal right to say how the IPOB or how the ESL must be stopped. If he stopped ESL, can he stop IPOB? That is the question. My people, I don't know how to talk about this. It didn't pass me, honestly. Thank you.
Also, I just have something else because Ejiofor has made himself, the way he's talking, he made himself look as the spokesperson for Biafras, and we're gonna address for the IPOB Nzama group. So here's the question: what is the essence of ESN? Why was ESN created? That they are now telling him to destroy ESN, to dismantle ESN. Just a thought, because if he was actually genuine, as a spokesperson, because he's no longer a lawyer, he will actually point at the Fulani and tell them why ESN was set up and the meaning of ESN. But of course, if they are talking about that, oh my God! Now the criminals that he said that they have partnered with the Nigerian government to kill, they've just made it clear that the criminals, supposedly criminals, are ESN. So it's interesting. I'm loving it. Yeah, he's just telling us that the ESN are now the criminals, that because for something to be disbanded, it means that they were not doing something that they should be doing and they are not needed. So and then in the other broadcast, he said that they have partnered with the Nigerian government to fish out and flush out criminals. So I mean, it's not rocket science to put 2 and 2 together. So thank you. And that's also the effort that he's making, partnering with the Sioux Army, showing them the camps, showing them everything. So it's fun. I'm loving it.
Gaddafi, are you there? True Survival, are you there?
I did here.
Okay, carry the mic.
Thank you. Thank you for Biafran people. One thing I understand on my own way is that Ejiofor sold Mazen Nandekano to take his place. And the deal he made with the federal government is, as he sold Mazen Nandekano and he take his place, from taking his place, he will now disband ESN. And as I'm talking to you now, they're already doing it because they have killed Oba. They've killed Arogana, Arokose. These are the people that was serving under them, some of their commanders. Now they are using Sapele, Udene, and Kito to do this evil. And after they've used these people finish, they will not kill them last. Now, the truth is that Ejiofor is the eyes of the government inside Nigerian IPOB. We have 2 IPOB now. We have real indigenous people of Biafra. We also have Nigerian IPOB, which Ejiofor is their leader. So, what he's saying, he put himself in a position, like I had someone said, 247 was trying to explain that what they are doing now is what they did to Owazurike. And before this man come to take place, Mazen Nandekano's place, meaning we are asking Ejiofor, where is Mazen Nandekano? Because when you displace someone, you now replace him. We now see that Ejiofor has displaced our leader Mazen Nandekano. and is now replacing him. So my question is, Ejiofor, where is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Now that they have taken his place, now that you are now the leader of Nigerian IPOB and the spokesperson of Nigerian IPOB, we are asking, where is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Are you telling us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no longer there to speak for himself? He's now a baby to speak for himself, or is no longer reasoning well to speak for himself, or is no longer alive to speak for himself? So we are asking Ejiofor, first of all, before you come to talk to Biafran people, I don't know why his house is even still standing with that smoke coming out, that is coming here to talk nonsense. Ejiofor should tell us where is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first before we come and talk to Biafran people. Thank you.
Gaddafi, you need 7 Umbreba for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Two survival, are you there? Two survival, are you there? Okay, maybe you entered the other room. Okay.
That means he did not survive.
He did not survive, just like Ejiofor. Because Ejiofor is not going to survive.
Oh, but they chop up all there. Wait till they eat, they talk.
Gaddafi, now life we do.
Yeah, yeah, Gaddafi.
We do life.
Gaddafi.
Buckle up, buckle up. Okay, we are back and we are live and direct. Hey, Biafrans are coming back to our pages that they knock out.
Omo Chineke.
Omo Koko, hey. Your leader is a high spirit.
Mazi, we have spent 3 hours already and it's midnight and a half here. So let's begin to round up.
Now, the way the broadcast is becoming interesting, Biafrans are not even ready to leave. They are encouraging you on the comment section. So if you check, you can see them. Because they are enjoying of Ejiofor. Now,
from Vatican City.
Ejiofor started by answering the question that he could not finish to answer. Please, anybody when they tired, make you bear with us because you get some people just they enter and Biafrans they enjoy this Ejiofor Saka. Make una bear with us. The first question where they ask Ejiofor is say, why have ESN not been disbanded? That means there was a premeditated approach before. Make una go back to 2022 during the
Mazi Sonny, how Ejiofor think no say them don't print flyers. So Ejiofor now give the contract to print the flyers. How Ejiofor think no say that they share flyers? Because me I don't even see where they share the flyers. So Ejiofor have left the legal practice. He is now working for the zoo government in printing and sharing flyers.
I don't believe that you're the one asking this question.
The people that are sharing this flyer is the boys of Sapele, Udele, and Quito. Those kidnappers in Anambra are the one that's sharing that flyer.
So Ejiofor is the one that paid them?
Ejiofor is not paying them. Ejiofor is the commander of those car snatchers. Have you forgotten that Ejiofor and Madubugu are the one that kidnapped the commissioner for utility? So those boys they use is the one they are using to go and paste the flyer. Anybody you see pasting the flyer is a car snatcher and a kidnapper. They're operating, yes.
But there's one part of that Madubugu's interview in that DSS office. You know, Ejiofor office is DSS office. That Madubugu said, I confronted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Did you people hear that part when he said, I confronted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? But do you people know the meaning of confront? Confront mean I challenge. We know that he did not see Mazen Namdekan, but the truth is that these people.
Can you see if they can tell us say you did not see Mazen Namdekan?
Wait,
can see say
you sure say these people never gang beat Mazen Namdekan for inside that DSS? Because the way they are talking, I only God know whether they have gang beat our leader. Because he said, I confronted Mazen Namdekan. You know the meaning of confront? To confront somebody means to challenge, to oppose.
DSS is where human beings are dehumanized and your brain will be distorted. Your brain will be distorted from point A to point B. It will now go from clockwise to anti-clockwise. So anyone that is in DSS or in any military cantonment will understand what I mean. So we need not to think of what they do to MNK or what they don't do to him, because in DSS it is hell. Now, going back to what I was saying, from the expose that our PM wrote, which we read before, he outlined something there, that Ejiofor and Madubu were part and parcel of the beheading of 2 ESN commanders. And after they succeeded in doing it, they brought the head. They ordered for the head of those 2 commanders. They brought the head to them. So are you getting the point? And these are top ESN commanders, because those ones challenge their command and what they have said they should do. The plight was what? Disband ESN. Let me take you people back to 2022 during the Anambra election. You heard something like, no elections in Biafra land. And you also heard something like, Mazen Namdekan said he does not want to hear the voices of the commanders of ESN anymore. How did it come to be? Who made it possible, or where did it come from? It is still from these people that you see here. Now, when Ejiofor said he does not have to answer the question of why has ESN not been disbanded, he was trying not to indict himself so that people would not see that he knows what has happened to ESN and all the plans and everything that they're doing. He tried to escape the question. But we all understand his antecedents, his tactics, and his game plan. The one that is going to bring in and the one that is coming tomorrow. He opened his mouth to say he is not the spokesperson, so he's not going to dwell into that. Then in the next second, he now started becoming the same spokesperson again to speak for the Mazi Gaddafi, how do you call it? The IPOB of one Nigeria.
Nigerian IPOB.
Okay, he now started speaking for the Nigerian IPOB. So there are 2 things involved here. And when you now listen to what is it called? Ned Nanaya, in the fundraising of the day before yesterday that they did, they said they now have their radio that has been established by Kanu Takano, and they use the name of Mazen Namdekan to have approved it. So they are going to use it to decimate all this falsehood. Who made it possible? It is Ejiofor, Ejimako, DOS, one Nigerian government. Let me take people back again to that 2022 Anambra elections. During the campaign, Soludo said he is working with the DOS to see that what happens, that ESN is scrapped, that they all come and collect amnesty, and that they all put down their weapons in the bush, come out and come and join them to govern as human beings in the community and leave the forest, so that the terrorists can come inside and kill our women, continue to rape them and destroy them. This was what Soludo said during the Anambra election. The engagement with Ejiofor and One Nigeria. So when they now ask him now, why has this disbanding of the ESN not been achieved since 2022? It is a contract that Ejiofor has had before now, during the time of Soludo. And when Emenke was kidnapped around November and October, they came, Ejiofor that you see here came to tell us that MNK said every commander of ESN should hands down their weapons, that he does not want to hear film, he does not want to hear anything about the commanders. The same thing that was done to Wazirike, when they used all his commanders and then they took him over with Andy Oba. At the end of the day, Andy Oba now went into the detention to go and do the finishing one. And then Wazirike had nobody standing tall, and then just saw that all his commanders and his most trusted were all down and they have aligned with One Nigeria, and then he just had to hand off. This is exactly what they wanted to do here. So we want Biafrans to understand what is happening here. A legal practitioner is supposed to be telling us, what are you doing to release your client? But the question here is, what are you doing to impress One Nigeria to be sure that when you bring out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that IPOB will be down, that ESN will be down, that Biafran Liberation Army will be down, that Simon Ekpa will be down, that all Biafrans will be down because you have a contract with One Nigeria. Are you getting the point? The lady asked a question before. What are you doing to release your client? And then when she understood that that wasn't the game, she now went back to correct the question and then turn it back to, what assurance are you giving to the people that contracted you, which is the federal government of Nigeria, to be sure that you can deliver, because it is a contract. All the legal practitioners of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are one in accord in what is happening. When we used to tell you that none of the legal practitioners or not what the legal team are doing will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a lot of you do not understand. Let us explain it again in another way. Whenever they are going to court, do you see One Nigeria peeing in their panties? No. Whenever they are going to court, do you in any way see One Nigeria cry? No. When MNK appears in that Fendi in court, do you see One Nigeria cry? No. It is only when you do sit at home, that is when One Nigeria is crying. So when MNK said, whatever you are doing, that the zoo are coming after you, go and study that thing every day and every now and then, and understand that that is the thing that will salvage you from the terrorists in One Nigeria. So this interview has just exemplified the true nature of the contract that all the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have had. Jose Kome come out and said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he does not want it at home again. Ejiofor is telling you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrote a letter. The letter that they wrote, if you listen to him, he said the circulation of that letter, that handwriting, has been able to prove and pass a message that if he comes out, that insecurity will stop. So are you now indicting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is the one causing insecurity? So when you now say the circulation of that letter, that is to tell you that there was an intent on the table. You people had a contract, and then you decided to go with the writing on a paper and then circulate it in the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to be able to cajole the people into believing that it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the message.
Mazi Sani.
Yes, Martineke.
Do you know that Igbo people say it is only a dead man that you can lie against? He will not come out to speak for himself. For these people to lie with impunity, I have a question to ask them. Where is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because these lies they are lying without remorse, as if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no longer there to come and defend himself again. Why can they lie without remorse? It is time for Biafra people should be asking them, where is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Now the idea. Because so young will can to Gidashi.
That's the question we are asking them. The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is said that is writing letter. How can Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sit down in detention and write letter and say, I am comfortable dying in detention. Stop fighting for me. Then he is not writing letter to say, fight for my release. He is now telling you, don't fight for my release. Biafrans, I want you to wake up and understand something. How can Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be writing letter and say, do not fight for my release, I want to die in detention? Is that your Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that speaks for you? Is that your Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that tell you that any day he wakes up and then he denies Biafra or he says Biafra stop, that you should stone him to death? Is that your Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Or have they brought in something else? Where is the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why are they not even showing you his face? Why are they not even bringing him out again? Why are they the people coming to write the letter and circulate? And we don't care whatever letter they write, whatever flyer they circulate. When they finish circulating the flyer, we will start circulating our own. Make una wait. Now we una dance finish. Now we dey start our own. No be as una dey dance, krokere, now we dey follow the dance. Make the music finish first. When that one finish, we go start, we go give una the next tone of the music because
Mazi Sonny.
Yes, sir.
Mazi Sonny, to help you, just play this small video where they here now. It's just less than what,
And
less than 50 minutes.
I have a question, Mazuko. So before so here's the thing, because I'm trying to link everything and where the holes are. So here's the thing. You remember the empowerment that they tried to sell? They said kill the sit at home and then do youth. Who was it targeted on? Because now we've seen eliminate or get rid of the ESN. And then they had a program that is called Youth Empowerment. I'm just connecting the dots and I'm just asking questions. So that's just it.
Okay.
Oh boy.
That is it.
They want to
Everything is playing.
They want to turn ESN to youth empowerment. If they want to turn ESN to youth empowerment scheme, imagine.
Very clear. Very, very clear.
Play it though.
Very simple and short.
The volume is low.
The volume is low. We don't get the volume, so increase the volume first.
Now, so the volume reach you.
Every so. See their mark. How are they the sharp flyer?
That's the video.
Mazuko.
Yes.
Don't be surprised that those people that say, they are the one that is sharing the flyer. They are the one that is supporting the
people.
See them there. See them.
They are
the ones sharing.
They are the same people.
Okay. Let's play on to hear the other part of the video.
Nnamdi Kanu issued an order from DSS dungeon where he's being detained, and that order is being observed, obeyed in the entire Southeast today. That tells you simply that whosoever is frustrating, preventing his release, or who is refusing him to be released in line with the law of court, are those who are encouraging this rascality, criminality. And
did he say in line with the law of court?
Very well, you had it very well.
In line with the law of court. Which court? Court that had released Mazi Nnamdi Kanu since November till today. The law of court have not allowed him to go. You see, a Jofo will just come to deceive some gullible and foolish people that does not understand that there is no rule of law in one Nigeria. And he is part and parcel of that cabinet of no rule of law. Because the Anti-Torture Act of 2017 of One Nigeria Amended Constitution makes you to understand that anyone that knows anything about the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, either by proxy, you conspire or you even hear of the cable, and then you did not report, or you partook in the torture or the completion of the extraordinary kidnap and rendition and anything that has to do with it, that you have to face 20-year jail term. So where is that law? The people that kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are not behind bars. It is now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is behind bars. So where is that rule of the law and that court that is talking about?
I think Ejiofor actually has a different law.
Ejiofor is under Mango Tree lawyer, charge and bail.
Yeah, he has a different law. It's the empowerment law.
Wonder you.
Economic empowerment law.
Wonder me. Hey, wonder me, wonder you.
Do you know what he said again?
People likes him.
He said, he said, because of the criminality and the people are doing this and doing that is why the court has not been able to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's what the thing that is trying to paint there. I now want to ask Ejiofor, when the same court said is discharged, that no court has any power to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why are they not seen there to capitalize their legal this thing there to say the court has issued that said no other court has power to try him due to the extraordinary rendition? So why are they still expecting that court will say something? Or why are they still going to Supreme Court?
Gaddafi, you have to understand that Ejiofor went to this interview with no intention of representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is to stop sit at home. So if you're understanding it from that side, then you'll know exactly what he's doing. He's not there as somebody that represents Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, rather somebody that fighting against it at home.
Sit at home can never be stopped. Let me say it. Let me say it and say it clearly. There is no water in my mouth. Any man that want to stop sit at home will hear from us. He will hear from Biafran people. The time of evil men ruling has passed. This is our time. Evil men will no longer rule our land. Simple. Sit at home must continue. Then until they bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Simple.
Yes, let's just remind them something before we play their video again.
People don't know that in America they were not politically correct. They killed their saboteurs in America. America, you lost today. Oh, I'm in New York, I'm in Chicago, I'm in Los Angeles. They killed their saboteurs. George Washington led a war against the British. Although his descendants were British, he fought them and he won. In the United Kingdom, some of you do not know a man called Oliver Cromwell. The people led a revolution. In France, the same. In Russia, the same. Right across human civilization. Our own revolution would not even kill them all. We are just telling them the truth, and they said they are trying. In every other place, any society to move forward. People say, oh, Ghana, they have lights in Ghana. Ghana, people are quiet. They are quiet. Because Jerry Rawlings killed all the corrupt people in Ghana. That's why Ghana is okay. They're all killed. Killed, slaughtered in broad daylight. How can you be, you have a tumor growing, and you leave it, you keep massaging it every day, you apply oil, you treat it well, you be nursing it, keep pressing it like a child, or you cut it off. Press it and it will kill you, or you cut it off and you survive.
See, to stay here to analyze the stupidity of these saboteurs is making me more angry. We should be planning how to capture them. Simple.
Don't worry. Don't worry. That message we just played now is to wake up the Biafrans. They are not going to sleep in Biafra land again. Just wait. Cool down.
The start home is there today because of his handwritten notes, which was made public few weeks back. Before now, people has been deceived by misinformation, deliberate falsehood being pushed around by someone who sits in comfort of his children from Finland to be deceiving our people. Of course, now they can never sanction sit at home from inception. And that position was made known to the world by the Global Peaceful Movement, which IPOB represents it. So, but because of the criminal elements, active criminal elements in Southeast, which did not receive enough attention by security agents. So, IPOB has severally denounced those people who have no affiliation whatsoever with Nnamdi Kanu, and they're not working with him, they're not working for him, they're not actually pushing for his release. They're there executing their own criminal agenda. So, but with this handwritten note, which was made public few weeks back, people became convinced that now it has come to the end of this rascality. And
the handwritten note was for a mission. So you people planned the handwritten note to come and use it to pass a message to deceive the people because of the contract you people had. So you have made it very clear. So with this handwritten note that you people brought in as a scheme of the contract that you had, you intended achieving something, but you have failed very woefully. Just like MNK said, that you are going to fail very woefully because we are going to overcome each and every one of you, and that we can assure you.
Criminality. So that will tell you, that simply means that if Nnamdi Kanu will issue a handwritten note ordering total cancellation of sit at home in the entire Southeast from solidly confinement where he's been detained at the DSS consult today, that means if he has been released in line with the judgment of the Court of Appeal, there will be total peace in the Southeast.
So if he release written note and then he is dying, medical practitioners cannot see him. He is dying, but he can now write written note to come and please one Nigeria while he is dying, and then one Nigeria does not please him by allowing medical doctor to take care of him. Then you say it is okay. Hey,
son, I picked something here. I just picked out something. Yes. He said that by that handwritten, if they stop the sit at home, when Nnamdi Kanu will now come out, that there will be peace. They will kill Biafra. You know the meaning? That when they have stopped the sit at home, they will now come give us the bad news about Nnamdi Kanu. Then there will be peace.
Yes.
That is the ulterior motive of this message. I just spit out here. That when they sit at home are being cancelled, then when Nnamdi Kanu now comes out, why are you putting the cat before the horse? Why can't you put the horse before the cat? By releasing Nnamdi Kanu and the sit at home, we die on a natural death. Meaning that there is something that these people are not telling us. To say that sit at home should die off, so that when the Nnamdi Kanu being released, everywhere will be peaceful. Meaning that they want to silence the mind of people. They want to calm people down so that when they announce what they want to announce, what they know that we never know, then there will be peace. Nobody will come up again. Nobody will say, no, we no agree. This is the real message, because if you really want to stop the sit at home, release Mazen and the Kano today. Sit at home will stop on its own. Now you are campaigning vigorously, trying to stop the sit at home before releasing Mazen and the Kano, as you just spit out now. Meaning that there is something hidden. There is something hidden. Their motive is that they want to calm people down. They want to bring the mind of people down so that when they broke the news, the people everywhere will be calm. Because if really they want to stop sit at home, why can't they release Mazen and the Kano now? Releasing of Mazen and the Kano will now automatically stop the sit at home for now. So if you listen to what this guy just spit out now, you will understand the coded message that is there. Thank you.
They have failed very woefully.
And of course, you're aware that flyers are being distributed across the Southeast today, and people are being encouraged to come out. And
on the contract of One Nigeria, you collected flyers to be circulated. Kanunta, part of it. Ejiofor, Ejimako, DOS, governors of the East.
Also go about the normal businesses, which is apparent from what I've just seen now.
While the reason for the sit at home is dying. So go about your normal business. Forget the man in detention. Let him die because we don't care. So go about your normal business because we have a contract deal. Hey, Ejiofor.
So the sit at home is dead and buried in the entire Southeast.
That home is dead and buried. Then the person that we are fighting for now, dead and buried, and let him die in detention. Ejiofor, you will see your end very soon.
That's you quoting Nnamdi Kanu, who actually made that statement a few days ago that the sit at home in the Southeast is dead and buried. Now that there seems to be progress being made in that direction, what is the next line of action now to get Nnamdi Kanu released? I mean, you just mentioned that look, what confidence really are you giving the federal government that if Nnamdi
Why this lady changed this?
Kanu is released, that
we don't understand.
Peace indeed will return to the Southeast?
Okay, let me just kind of make a clarification.
She was giving sign.
From scenario playing out now. Nnamdi Kanu issued an order from DSS dungeon where he's being detained, and that order is being obeyed in the entire Southeast today. That tells you simply that whosoever is frustrating, preventing his release, or who
anybody that is inside detention cannot give us order for us to carry out because he is acting under duress. So there is no order from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that we that are not in chains will now carry out. No, we are the one to give order for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be released, not Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to give order for us to sit down and become useless. No. He is in detention, so we are the one to give order. So any order that you say is coming from DSS, ignore it. It is written by Ejiofor, One Nigerian government, DSS, Ejimako, DOS, and Kanunta, and Emmanuel Kanu. All of them, they are all one in accord.
Who is refusing him to be released in line with the law of court are those who are encouraging.
Say something. You were about saying something.
Yes, taking order from somebody that's in detention, meaning that all Biafrans are all in detention in DSS. That's just the simple meaning. If you're in detention and give me order, say move, I move, stop, I stop. Meaning that me too are in detention. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mwachineke.
This rascality, criminality, and violence going on in the Southeast. Because our people like him and they listen to him.
Why are they not talking about over 650 people massacred in Plateau? For the past 1 year now, have you people heard that there is a place in Southeast that they massacred 150 people? I want people to tell me, please. Because it is only in the north, in the middle belt, that we see every day, you see 20, 50, 100, 150, 200. 650, 500 massacred in the north and middle belt, but there is none like that in the east because ESN is doing a very good job to stop these terrorists. But when you hear them trying to buy in and then paint the story well, they now tell you that Southeast Biafra land has become the most insecure place in the entire one Nigeria. But when you look at the security report map, you get to understand that where is very secured in one Nigeria is Biafra land. I want you to look at this. Look at this abduction and vitality report of the second quarter of 2023. When you look at this report now, you see that Southeast Biafra land is the safest place in one Nigeria. And the worst place to be is the north. But you hear them come out and tell you, Southeast, 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 because it is the work that the caliphate has given them to paint it and to come up with this narrative so that you will turn your hatred on yourselves. No. The work that Eastern Security Network is doing, look at on this bar chart. You will see it on this bar chart that Southeast is the safest place in one Nigeria. Even as the chart is not accurate because there is nothing like accuracy in one Nigeria. But when you look at this report here now, in the second quarter of 2023, you see that Southeast, with the help and the work of the Biafran Liberation Army, Biafran Republic Government in Israel, that is the safest place for somebody to be in one Nigeria. But they are not talking about that place that they are massacring women every day in the north, in the central, in the middle belt, and all those other places, because they have a contract with one Nigeria and they have to project what they are given to them to project.
So if it's out now today, that will bring the total peace to the entire Southeast. And we're not asking.
Why is it now that you must come to stop it at home that it will come out? What happened that since November that the court has asked for his release, you did not bring him out? Is it now that sit at home has intensified them to release him that you now say he's going to be released today? Release him first, let us see, and stop deceiving your
So much. What we're asking the federal government to do is just simply to obey the order of the Court of Appeal. That's all.
So why are you not following the federal government to release him? Why are you now coming to attack the
I'm also confused, Barawa. If he's telling the federal government to release him, how does that have anything to do with it at home?
I wonder.
I'm confused. I'm not as smart as a Jofo, but even I know that that makes absolutely no sense. Judge and bail lawyer.
Judge and bail lawyer. They carry the wig and put on their head. They carry the books and go to the court. They don't know anything. All they have to do is just to collect money and then wrap the paper, come back and tell you, I have done this, I have done that. But the people are dying in the pension. Just to collect money and then exchange and move. You say you're asking federal government to release Mazinam. So why are you now coming to attack the Biafran people who are doing the same thing that you are talking with your mouth? The Biafran people are asking the federal government to release the same Mazinam in their own way, voluntarily, without wielding any weapon. They
obey their own court order, not to release him, but to obey their own court order.
Obey your court order and release our leader. And then you now leave the federal government. You are now colluding with the federal government to come and fight the indigenous people of Biafra who are asking for the release of Mazinam. Simply because you know that when it comes out, your eyes will be open, your secret will be let loose, and heaven will fall on you, and the earth will consume you.
That's all because it has been discharged by the judgment of the Court of Appeal delivered on the 13th of October 2022. Then they appeal against that judgment, which is now coming up for hearing on September 14th. So today there is no order of court legitimizing his continued detention in the custody of the SDSS. So we are going back to
again,
court, Supreme Court on 14th September.
Why are you now going after Sitato?
It's simple, obey the court, the judgment of the court of Court of Appeal, their own court. That's all. And what is playing out now has shown that if Nnamdi Kanu is released today, because people love him, then that will bring the total peace of the Southeast.
In that case, recall that it's not this current administration that detained him. If you're saying the federal government should obey the court order, that's an order. But then, what briefing have you had with the current?
It's continuing.
I know that. Just hold on. I know that. But some would say that you need the current administration. You need to give the current administration some time to settle in and then get proper briefing. Have you had a round table with the current administration?
Let me just say this. You see, we are talking about respect to rule of law. And
simple question.
We have gone beyond certain stage now. We are at the stage where the Court of Appeal, Court of Intermediate Jurisdiction, has made a pronouncement. It's not an order, it's a judgment of the Court of Appeal. So the government must respect that order. Now, as it stands today, there is no charge today pending against him in any court in Nigeria. And that judgment said, do not charge him before any court.
So why
he cannot be charged before any court on any offense, any indictment whatsoever. Release him unconditionally. That's what judgment of the Court of Appeal says. It's not my own judgment. It's the Court of Appeal that wrote it. And it's a unanimous judgment. So are you telling me that you're going to set aside judgment of the Court of Appeal and go into a roundtable discussion with the federal government? What are asking the government to do is to obey their own court order and court judgment. That's all. So we're going beyond this because there's no charge against him today.
Right. Okay, apparently there's been the issue of access to Nnamdi Kanu's, his physicians, gaining access and checking out his health status and all of that. Tell us about that. Has he, the doctors, have they been granted access to Nnamdi Kanu now? What exactly is his state of health?
You're aware that it's a matter of common knowledge on 20th of July. That was last month. Court delivered a landmark judgment, Honorable Justice Binta Nyako, directing the SSS to allow him access to his medical doctors and also avail him of medical records. So in this case, the court said he will visit his medical doctors outside the facility of the SSS and also have interface and parallel medical examination. They've substantially complied because at least as it stands today, he has had access to one of the doctors recommended by him by his wife. So remaining the second person, which I believe in the next couple of days, he also have access to the second person. So we also await about the SSS. They are yet to avail him of the medical records, which the court directed him to give to him. So we believe that within
why exactly is that? Are you finding out exactly why the DSS is holding on to those records?
No, we keep on reminding them, and we don't know why. But formal notification to that effect, communication has been established, has been sent across to them by Professor Michael Zeko, Legal Counsel. So, and we're expecting compliance anyone from them, because today I also reminded them about the necessity to comply with this directive of the court judgment. So, and also the need for him to take further steps, which I may not be able to make public at this platform. So, but we are believing at least substantially they can comply, and we're taking further steps to ensure that they also allow him access to the second person, which will happen any month from now. So, but no, because we had an issue with them before now. This was an order made by court sometime in 2021, and they refused to obey it because court said he must have access to 3 persons at a go, which include his medical doctor. So, and his medical doctor came sometime in October 2021 to see him, and 22 to see him, and they refused him access, Dr. Sifa Okorochukwu, before he traveled. So, and portion to which we now went to court to seek for order of commandamus, and of course, the court granted us leave to proceed, and afterwards, a judgment was delivered in an application duly moved by our legal counsel, Professor Michael Zeko, SAN. So, and on 20th of July 2023, the judgment was delivered, and that has been served on the SSS, expecting and before then they've started making an arrangement to comply. But immediately the court judgment was served on them, they complied. So, and we're expecting full compliance as time progresses. So, but it's important for me to correct, using this platform to correct, because there are a lot of misinformation out there that for us to let's correct this misinformation. Before now, hitherto, it's to be made clear that the criminal elements who have been hitherto enforcing the statute home in South East has no any form of affiliation with IPOB or Nnamdi Kanu, and they are not working for him. They are working for someone who goes to work on Mondays and whose child he had with Finnish lady also goes to court on Monday, goes to school on Monday. But in Igbo land, the children of our children do not go to court on Monday.
You seem to be reluctant to mention this name. Are you talking about Simon Ekpa?
I'm talking about Simon, of course.
Okay,
now on the heels of that, as we round off, in a few seconds, the current administration has vowed to keep to the rule of law. In case he gets released, obeying the court order, if Nnamdi Kanu gets released, how is it then going to go about pursuing his agenda of liberation of his region?
The fact is that remains that Nnamdi Kanu has to be engaged, and that step has not been taken by the federal government.
Engaged in what sense?
I mean, in politically engaged, in discussing actually what led to what he's doing. But it's still within his right and right of the global peace movement of IPOB to agite for their right. It's a stand laws. It's a stand right as clearly provided and protected under the Constitution. So because it's a right to self-determination, which they've been exercising. So if federal government actually wants to engage them and discuss with them and find out what is happening, they have the right to do that. But since that inception of this movement, federal government has never deemed it fit to engage in Nnamdi Kanu. But what they are doing is to arrest him, put him in cell, get him out, make effort to kill him. Of course, you are aware of what happened on September 14, 2017, when they invaded his premises on 14 September, and when he was preparing to come to court on 11th of October that same year, and over 28% was killed in an attempt to kill him. So is that how to go about it?
Is there a chance that Nnamdi Kanu may be willing to, change from this, the desire to want a Biafra, the desire for a Biafra nation? Is he willing to
the Biafran,
step down on that?
The Biafra project is a divine project, and a project being operated within the ambits of law, and it's a non-violent project. So I don't think anybody will kill that idea. We say about but the modalities and other things can be ironed out and discussed with federal government. Right. So it's an idea that has come to stay.
Ejiofor is counsel to Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you so much for joining us on News Night tonight.
Thank you so
much. Time for a short break.
Okay. Make we run up, make we go.
Do you see that Ifeanyi Ejiofor is now negotiating? Is now the one negotiating on behalf of the federal government. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be ready to negotiate on political solution. Can you see that?
All the engineering now. It's engineering the whole thing.
Political solution. Yeah, they have to engage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is willing to engage. Can you imagine that? When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu already told the whole world that we have crossed the Rubicon, that we're not going back. That Fulani girl that interviewed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we need to bring that interview out and play it for the whole world again. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told him that.
And I was it at home also.
Yes, that a lot of people have already died, that there is no going back. But Ejiofor is here, blabbing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will negotiate with them, that they have not engaged him, they need to engage him, and all that nonsense. You see that Ejiofor is the one that did all these things and is still doing it. People must begin. The hashtag that we must begin to release now is Ifeanyi Ejiofor, the Caro White. Where is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Mike also came. Where is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Alo Ejimako, where is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because all this nonsense they are brandishing everywhere. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been nowhere to be found. We have not seen him. Now he said that the wife of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one that recommended the doctor that saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, is it that you see that they are changing their mind now? They told us before that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went to see for treatment. Now it is recommended, and the doctor came to see. But this personal physician confided in me and made me understand that there is nothing like that. There is all political game that they are playing. Criminal Ejiofor.
Now, I don't know if we all remember in 2021, around October, that was when Ejimako came to open the cat's nyash. That Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is dying. He is tortured, and his blood is losing, his bones, his heart, and his muscles, everything is weak. That was in October. Then in November 2021, court ruled that DSS should grant him access to medical practitioners. So from 2021 of November to 2023 of August, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has not seen any doctor. And every time, Ejimako or Ejiofor or Ezekome, they will come to give you press release that court have approved,
family to join
so court continue to approve, and continue to approve till next year. Court will continue to approve. Ejiofor said something else here when they asked him, you know that it is not this present government that kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So why are you calling this one to release it? He said, no, the government continues. So we are like to keep Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in detention. And the next government will come and continue, and then they will progress. It will now become a continual thing. We'll transfer him from one government to another. We transfer him from one government to another. They will continue to use him to play chess.
If they give me a chance, what then I go do these people, if I get the opportunity, I will just hang all of them for tree. All of them.
Make we round up so that we come back tomorrow. Bam, 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 go with your closing remark.
My closing remark will always be, please, fellow Biafrans, those of you that have ensured that your voices are heard, that the referendum, you keep reenacting every sit at home is sustained. We must be asking the relevant question anytime you make your post, anytime you see all this narrative they are trying to change, you ask them, stop all this nonsense. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, stop all this nonsense. Michael Zokeme, stop all this nonsense. Aloy Ejimako that have now been banned. Aloy Ejimako have been banned going even into the DSS because they saw that letter they wrote for him was a no-go area. It failed on arrival. Now because of that, Aloy Ejimako have no more access into DSS. We must continue to ask them, where is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? You know that Delilah has not been on Twitter. Even immediately Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, Delilah disappeared from Twitter. Now, as the letter was released, Delilah came back on Twitter. She came back. Now, Ifeanyi Ejiofor is now saying that Delilah is the one that recommended a doctor. Which doctor? Chief Fine Okorochukwu. Chief Fine Okorochukwu, the personal doctor to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who is not even in the country right now, confided in me that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu he is not in the know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu ever saw any doctor. He's not in the know. So, and his name was in the tongue of Michael Zokeme, Chief Fine Okorochukwu. The name of Chief Fine was in the mouth of Ifeanyi Ejiofor, this idiot that is talking here. Now, which medical doctor can have access to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu without the knowledge of the personal physician of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Because if there is any special doctor see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that doctor must, first of all, because normally when you go to the hospital, they will ask you of your health record. The person that have the health record of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is his personal physician, Chief Fine Okorochukwu. Now, Chief Fine is not there. He has not, he did not present any medical record to any doctor. He has no knowledge of it. Now, this bastard is here telling us that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife, Delilah, recommended the doctor, and that another one will be coming again to see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu are they seeing? Where is he? Where is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Which one? Which one? That's the question Biafrans must begin to ask now. These people, they think they can fool the Fulani Aboki, but they cannot fool intelligent and wise Biafrans that are asking relevant questions. Thank you very much, my minister.
247. It's your time.
Me, all these they are, I don't know whether to call them evil agenda or plan or whatever. Me, I don't know. Somebody, the ego Ejiofor is telling you that his wife is the same person he is telling you that is his wife. Have not seen him for over 2 years now. Somebody that have not seen you for over 2 years. You did not speak on the you never had any discussion. 2 years, not even letter, not even on the telephone. How would you go and introduce or send a medical doctor to him? Is that possible? Lie. Lie. Their plan is to kill Biafra. I've said it before. Biafrans that are listening to those fools, you've heard it. Their plans end Biafra today. Stop everything about Biafra and let us move on. Let if Mazen Nandikalo ever is coming out, let him come out as Owazlike did. Finish. Now their plan be this so. Nothing more, nothing less. Killing sit at home. The Mazi Simon Egba, the Biafra Republic government in exile prime minister, have said, if Mazi Nandikalo come out to now, I will surrender to him. Why don't you give him the benefit of that? Release that man, Mazi Nandikalo. Then let Simon continue. But you want Simon to keep quiet. The same question Mazi Nandikalo ask you. How do you want me to stop fighting for Biafra when you have not done anything? Go to Abuja, go and bring second Niger bridge, go and bring seaport, go and bring airport, go and bring our roads, go and bring hospitals, go and bring schools. They said, okay, we are going to Abuja. They went to Abuja and came back. He was asking them, what have you brought back? They never answered till now that I'm here with you. Is the same thing that telling Simon Ekpa to do. It's just so painful that we are at this point. But my joy is that Biafrans are woken up. We are no longer listening to these fools. We listen to the people that get them for here. We listen to them. And we are following the people that knows the direction. It doesn't matter how they look. It doesn't matter how big, how gigantic, how little they look. We follow the right people, and we will make we will achieve everything we want. We are to achieve. We will make it at the end of the tunnel. We will make it. We will see the light. The only thing I'm begging Biafrans, let every Biafran support what we are doing. If you have been doubting, stop doubting. If you have not been supporting, you have been there like Ochobe freedom fighter, start supporting. Stop investigating. This is real. You heard that man now waiting in top. You don't need anybody to explain to you that their idea is to stop everything about Biafra so that nobody will ever remember there was once somebody called Mazi Nandikalo. Just today, you cannot ask a boy of 10 years today who is Owazlike. They don't know. That's the same thing they want to do. So I'm begging everybody, let us continue what we are doing. If the sit at home is not working, Ejiofor wouldn't have been invited there to start talking about the same sit at home. You said it has been dead and buried. Then you are still discussing it. If it is dead and buried, why are you complaining again? Why are you crying? Wetin we dey do if they enter, if they penetrate, and if they query? From here, I will say good night for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mwachinape. Thank you. Watu cry. Grab the mic. Unmute, 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 unmute.
Unmute, man.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, go on. We can hear you now.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Good night, everybody. From here, I won't add much, but I just want to be in support of what everybody have just said. All have been said and well said. It's less for us. If you want to pound, you pound in the carve the wood. If you want to pound, if you don't want to pound well, you pound on a bare ground or bare floor. So in that case, when a child is not able to bend his waist to dig out a yam tuber, when he cut it, he will bend that and bring the remaining from the sand or from the soil. So whosoever that have ear, let him hear. Our people is that we will continue to be hammering them until they are educated. People who are agitating about this sit at home, there is something. When I say there is something, there is people that are trying to, suffocate and the clue so that everything will be, gone as they predicted from what they just said now. You just lamenting that. Tell me why all of them are reacting about this sit at home. The main point is that they want to abandon Oyindomazi Nandikalu in the prison so that everybody will go his own this business. This is a man who is sacrificing everything to make sure that the well-being of his own people, is come to light. But there are agents of darkness who are fighting the cause of the freedom. But Biafrans, let me tell you, like I said before, there are something these people are fighting. They have eaten, they have collected something from their hand. Their hand is full of blood. Let's ignore them and move forward because our freedom is more important. If they keep Nigeria, keep freedom, what will you take? Take freedom. Freedom is more important. Nigeria doesn't want to die. It doesn't want it. Nigeria is a zoo. It's a satanic citadel. Thank you very much from here. All hail Biafrans.
Thank you very much. The first, grab the mic, please.
Thank you. Thank
Professor, are you
you.
there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Thank you. Listening to this moron just he left a very bad taste. And I feel like you lose a brain cell, like or a frontal lobe, like you're supposed to have. We need to ask how many. Anytime that you listen to one, just shake.
The first, go out and come back. Your network is cracking. We can't hear anything. Go out and come back.
People sitting at home.
Go out and come back. We did not get anything you said. Just go out and come back to refresh your.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Let's see.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, I said that whenever you listen to a Joko, it leaves a really bad taste in your mouth. Like it's just you feel like you're getting dumber and dumber because of you actually say, is this how lawyers are? But then again, you remember that these people are in the zoo, so that tells you the kind of lawyer that he is. But I feel like I've lost a lot of brain cell or frontal lobe, just like Delilah would say. I don't know how many frontal lobe that a person is supposed to have, but if you're supposed to have 10, according to Delilah, every time you listen to a Jofo or Carol White, you lose one. and I feel like I've lost a lot today. It just, uh, like I was saying, not once in that interview did they ask or you know ask themselves, why are people sitting at home? Because in Nigeria, the opinion of the people doesn't matter. What the people want doesn't matter. It's about what they want, and they will use force to get it. If you notice, he's been talking about peace a lot. This peaceful movement, peaceful this, peaceful that, peaceful that. It doesn't. It's not rocket science to see where he's going. What they want is to handicap, to kneecap Biafra, like to pull the rug underneath the Biafra movement, to suffocate it, and then it will die. After kidnapping Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they didn't succeed. Now they're trying everything. Take away the finance, take away the ESN, everything dies. But they didn't see our prime minister coming, and now they are running mad. Every one of them is running crazy. Ejiofor is making deals, guaranteeing the Nigerian government that he can deliver. He's saying that he can deliver, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch, Biafrans. But what I would tell Biafrans is keep praying. Those that know how to pray, keep praying for our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for his health. Those that are the Liberation Army, the ESN, keep praying for them so that they continue to do the needful. But not just pray. Do your donation, do your part. We have another donation coming up this Saturday. Do your part. Pay your tithe. Do all of those things. And then pray. And then believe that Chukwu Kabiama, that set Mazen Nnamdi Kanu out on this mission, that set our prime minister out on this mission, will never abandon them. You know, there is one thing that Ejiofor said towards the end of that interview that I will re-echo. He said, Biafra is a spirit, and it is more spiritual than it is physical, and nobody can stop it. Neither will Ejiofor, the family of the Kanu family, the POS, the Nigerian IPOBs, the zoo government, the British government, MI6, MI5, US, any country for that matter can stop the movement or can stop the liberation of God's people. Keep the hope up, keep fighting. It's gonna get tough. Like I always say, it will get tough, possibly hard, even worse before it gets better. But it's gonna get better. They will kill us, we will kill them. In the end, Biafra will come. We are winning. If we are not winning, they won't be going crazy over sit at home. We haven't even done anything, but they are running mad over sit at home. If we are not making headway, they will just ignore us. They won't even be talking about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu today. So that tells you that we are doing something and we are winning. So thank you, Biafrans. Stay safe out there. Those in the zoo, do the needful, protect yourself, and God will help us all. Thank you.
Sonny.
Sonny.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Biafrans. Thank you. And from me, from here, my closing remark is coming from this video as we bring it down. So thank you all, Biafrans. We continue from here tomorrow.
The politicians are doing whatever they can to nail Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. What has happened to him? They are part of it.
They are working hard to make sure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be released. Some of the southern politicians, they are not being truthful to the powers that be here in Abuja. They have portrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a threat. Nnamdi Kanu is only asking for three things majorly: justice, equity, and fairness. You can't achieve peace with guns and bullets. It's impossible. Of course, dialogue is the best way out. We are Biafrans. We can't take that away from us. Nnamdi Kanu is the face of agitation because the issues are the main. So what is playing out here is that those who benefit from what is happening before now, there are people selling this wrong narrative about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. ESN is designed to remain in our bushes to protect our farmlands and our boundaries against the invading terrorists. That is why ESN was established. How about what happened in Awara, where a police officer shot a DSS man thinking it was a non-gunman? How do you reconcile that? That is the way we play politics in Nigeria. Play very dirty politics. Very dirty politics. Therefore, what is happening is that you see one political party fighting another. And at the end of the day, they target on IPOB and ESN. That's what is happening today. But we're not buying that. We have fanatics in this whole movement. We have extremists as well, so to speak. So people are no longer happy. The only body that can listen to is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If they're telling you to release him so that they can stop whatever they're doing, then why don't you hearken to the voice of the people? Let me say this to you. When you want to hang a dog, give the bad name. IPOB is not a violent group. The movement is peaceful. I keep saying this all the time. Now, what is happening is this. When people choose to sit at home, some people choose perhaps to take a walk or to go to various business centers. What happens is that maybe one or two politicians will send out people to go and kill them, or create a funny saying that at the end they will target an IPOB. That is what is happening. What I want today is fairness, justice, and equity. If BIAFRA will bring me that, that's where I stand. But make no mistake, wherever my brother stands,